This podcast is brought to you by Juno Coffee, made right here in the Central Valley of California. Nothing beats fresh brewed coffee, and their fresh brewed coffee is delicious. However, their specialty instant coffee is a great alternative for those who are on the go, whether you're hiking, climbing, parenting, or out there just being rad. I have tried so many instant coffee, you guys, and this instant coffee tastes delicious. It tastes like an actual cup of coffee. I can't describe to you guys that, like, most instant coffee just tastes bad, and this one tastes so good. It tastes like an actual cup of coffee. I even just have it at home. It's so good. So if you guys want to purchase their products, you can go find them at their website, drinkjunocoffee.com. Once again, that's at drinkjunocoffee.com, or follow them on Instagram. It's at drinkjuno. Go check them out. Nick's a cool dude. He runs his whole Drink Juno Coffee, and he's a great dude. Go check him out. Go support him, and thank you, Nick. This podcast is brought to you by Crybaby Wine. Proudly located in Fresno, Crybaby Wine offers you your favorite delicious tasting wines like Chardonnay, Cabernet, and everything in between. Not only do they offer these great tasting wines, but they also offer delicious de-alcoholized CBD wine. Infused with CBD and CBG, these wines help reduce anxiety, alleviate stress, and you can find their products at crybabywine.com. If you live in Fresno County, you'll receive free delivery. Once again, you can check them out at crybabywine.com or follow them on Instagram at crybabywinecalifornia. Thanks again, Crybaby. This podcast is brought to you by Brewing, the official beer of the podcast. Located in Atwater and Ceres, this brewery offers not only delicious tasting beer, but great events that bring the whole community together. So on November 23rd, make sure that your calendar is cleared for Friendsgiving 2022. It will be in Atwater at the Tarmac, and there will be beer, games, live music, cocktails, and much more. They also have a new cider coming out this month, and their Defoggin' is back as well. So check out their stuff on Instagram at Blaker Brewing or at Blaker Tarmac. Once again, it's at Blaker Brewing or at Blaker Tarmac. Thanks again, Blaker. This podcast is brought to you by Wooten Personal Training. You won't find the answer in a cute pair of leggings or in that new protein shake, but you will find it during your time at Wooten Personal Training. Justin empowers clients to identify their wellness goals and adjust their lifestyle to make health a priority and a reality. Justin offers one-on-one personal training as well as a small group training in a studio located in downtown Merced, and he just launched a new membership program. So if you guys have any questions about that, please contact Justin at 209-500-7323. Once again, it's 209-500-7323, or follow him on Instagram at Wooten Personal Training. Once again, that's at Wooten Personal Training. Thanks again, Justin. This podcast is brought to you by Worknet and the Merced County Workforce Development Board. On this podcast, we often talk about how people from the Central Valley made it, either in a career or starting their own business. In Merced County, Worknet provides people with career advice or job information and the training they might need in order to change careers. Worknet services are provided through Merced County, and they are completely free, so it's a no-brainer, you guys. Now, if you guys are interested in taking advantage of this, you guys can check them out at worknetmerced.com. Once again, you guys, if you guys need help starting a new business, switching jobs, anything like that, they offer free help, and that is at worknetmerced.com. Thanks again, Worknet. Thanks for tuning into the Central Valley Podcast, you guys. My name is Micah Diele. I'm the host of the show, and if you're new around here, this is a show where we highlight the talented individuals who live within the Central Valley of California, as well as people in general who are passionate about what they do. We have merch for sale. We have almonds, allergies, and asthma shirts, so if you're from the Central Valley, you get that reference. And we also have these cool hats, the pine and the palm tree, representing the center of California. Now, we do have a musical performance this week, and the musical performance is by none other than Jan Cash. Now, Jan Cash is a very talented dude. He was living in Merced for a while, and then he's actually from New York. So he's actually headed back to New York, but we did get him to come in here and do a Central Valley session for us. Now, Jan Cash is going to perform his song, Breath of Fresh Air. So please enjoy.
I couldn't help but notice your pain.
My pain? It runs deep.
Share it with me.
Yeah. Young Cash, Central Valley Podcast. Let's go. The paragon of paranoia from my parents' failures. Empty promises and paraphernalia. It's not a con when the power fail you. Nah, it's time to get on your job. Don't let those flowers smell you. Breath of fresh air. Gave death the death stare. Cheated life twice with the best pair. Got tired of screaming next year. Yeah. Got tired of screaming next year.
Maybe next year.
No lie. I got too much substance flowing in my bloodstream. You kinda subpar, I'm supreme, that's obscene. Like coming from an upscale family home, parents both fiends. Watch your soul travel through the globe with no means. Living my new life vicariously through old themes. How we get rich off broke schemes. This is America's nightmare, no dream. Yeah, no dreams, don't sleep. Stay woke up on the wrong side of the bed. These dark thoughts keep creeping out of my head. Rock you to sleep, make you think the drama is dead. I smile up in your face, but I'm plotting instead to leave you rotten, lost, gone, but not forgotten. Reach inside of my pocket still, nothing but cotton. I got him, spot him. Come on, it's for the two-time and double-time rhymers, crime rising and crime fighters. I start fires through the eyes of the uninspired. Unreliable parents lying, family members dying. Successful failure while trying, admiring your efforts. Low life as an expert, these excerpts is treasure. Pain is pleasure, and pressure makes diamonds. It's all science. Yeah. Breath of fresh air.
Well done, well done. Thank you so much for coming on, Jan Cash. You are a very talented individual, and I'm glad we got to link up while you were still here in Merced. If you guys want to go out there and support him, you can listen to his music on Spotify or Apple Music. Jan Cash is his name, Y-O-N Cash. And then you guys can also follow him on Instagram, jan.cash. It'll be right here for you. So please go out there, support him. He's a very talented artist, and I'm glad that our paths happened to cross. Now let's just jump into today's episode. Now today I'm joined by Rafa and Joaquin, and their Instagram names are better known as Visa and cking. They're both music video directors, photographers, just directors in general. They're very talented individuals, and I have been inspired by them for the past year. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to invite them on the podcast, and we kind of just nerd out about camera gear, about cameras, about settings, about just how we're each trying to not only build ourselves and make ourselves better as directors, but also build a business. And that's the whole aspect that I really enjoyed talking to them about, was the business aspect and how what we're doing and kind of how we can learn from each other. So it was just a great conversation. I truly, truly enjoyed it. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, here is Rafa and Joaquin.
This is it. Real talk. Whatnot.
Real talk! That's it! Real talk! Real talk! Real talk!
Well, you guys want a beer?
Sure.
All right, do you want Honey Babies? We got BLAKETOBERFEST or like a peanut butter stout?
I think I'm blonde ale.
Blonde ale?
I don't know. I'm not really an alcohol beer drinker like that, so.
I'll do the peanut butter.
Peanut butter? Yeah. Oh, all right.
Oh.
Oh.
Shout out Blaker.
Yep, shout out Blaker. Thank you. I guess I should make that sure that's on. Yeah, there we go. That's on camera.
Sponsor.
There we go.
Taste test.
All right, gentlemen. Cheers. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it.
Bro.
Fellow filmmakers and photographers and everybody else. Duffy, do you want a beer? Sorry.
Have the peanut butter one?
Yeah, I got you.
I can't get up.
Oh, this is good.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that.
And not just saying that because it's a sponsor.
It's not a paid ad.
No, that's my favorite. Honey Babies right there. Yeah. It's like a good mixture.
I like clear beer. Not more clear, but like not
lighter.
the darker ones. The lighter ones,
yeah.
like the Blue Moons.
Yeah,
and
like Heffenweizen. That's almost like what that reminds me of.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, this is really good.
Can I taste yours, Duffy?
Yeah.
And then why don't you guys introduce yourselves for people who are listening who may not know who you guys are?
All right, I'll go first. My name is Rafa. I go by Visa. I'm a photographer / filmmaker based in Central Valley. And I shoot with Canon. You want to bring that out?
No, it's okay right now. You're good, yeah.
Cool. My name is Joaquin Rodriguez. I'm a filmmaker / entrepreneur from Manteca, California. I'm 26 years old. And yeah, I shoot a lot of films.
A lot of different ways. Yeah, dude.
Of...
And so I first saw your work, Dallas, by Don Quez.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That video is so fucking sick, dude. That video's sick. And then I first saw your work. It was the 87 video.
Oh.
Yeah, that video's sick,
That
dude.
video is like, I was just gonna repost it because
Dude,
I
you
feel like
should.
that's my most slept on like low key video,
Dude.
and we put so much work into that.
That shit's sick. That shit's
Thank
sick.
you.
And that's like the like I think I probably saw you guys on Instagram or something like that, and then I was like, oh, let me check it out because I do photography, videography too, and then I was like, oh, these guys are fucking sick. But like you guys are
Appreciate it.
26. You guys are so young. I feel. I mean, I'm only 29, but I feel like I'm almost 30. You know what I mean?
We're getting there. I feel like
Yeah, we all are.
The
And so
years.
how did you guys get into it? Into photography, videography?
You want to go first?
rock, paper, scissors, or
I'll go first.
Every question we'll do rock, paper, scissors. We'll keep a tally of it.
So for me, it was kind of just always around, like the film cameras and the VHS recorder. Growing up, my parents always had that just lying around. I'd pick them up, mess around with them. VHS, I still have that same VHS camera that
The one that like you put a VHS tape in
the
it.
little cassette. I think
Oh,
it's,
the little cassette ones.
8.
Do you remember the big ones? Like my parents used to have a camcorder, but you would just put a VHS in it.
actual
Yeah,
VHS.
actual VHS, and it would record on it.
No, we had the little ones.
Yeah, like the
cassettes.
tapes. Yeah, that's
I
right.
actually still have that, and I've actually filmed. At 87,
Yeah.
I actually used that same camera that my parents had filming like us growing up. I used that same camera for that video.
That's dope.
Yeah, so started doing that, and then throughout high school, I ended up getting like a this little Nikon.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where everybody's.
Fuck Nike. I'm just kidding.
Started there, just recording, just friends doing dumb stuff. You know?
Yeah.
I think that's where everybody.
That's what
starts.
everybody does. Yeah, that's for sure what everybody does.
It just kind of. I was like super inspired by Tumblr back then.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
MySpace. It wasn't Facebook for me. It was
I remember
Tumblr.
Tumblr. It was like your own little website.
Yeah,
basically,
yeah. It was
right?
like a bunch of just different like super aesthetic photos that people would like curate on like these like blogs.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what got me into it and shooting more of like the film style stuff. So yeah, I've just been rocking since then.
Since then, so
Yeah.
pretty much like since high school, you've been kind of
Yeah, right
dabbling
after high
with
school.
it, and then right after high school, you jumped into it.
Yeah, more serious. It wasn't until like 2000, a little bit before COVID, where I was like doing it more serious, and then COVID was just kind of like the staple, like, you know, I'm gonna do this full time.
That's exactly what happened with me too. It's just like I picked it all up in 2019 basically, and then COVID happened, and I just doubled down on
Yeah.
it pretty much. It's like I have time. What else am I gonna do with it?
Full send.
Yeah, exactly. Full send. How about you, Keen?
So, originally it was music. We wanted to do music, but after a while it was like, well, let's just stay in that lane. You know what I'm saying? But we first started like, it was like kind of like you. We were just filming random stuff. Our boys had cameras. We would go to the sideshows and street races. We had a page called Central Valley Racing back in like 2015. And we would just go do street races and all that stuff, film it and stuff. And then from there, we had one friend that started doing music. So we kind of teamed up, started our brand, Three King Productions. And then we were shooting his music videos, and then he would put us onto his homies. And then between the three of us, we were just kind of shooting a lot of music videos. And then 2018, we kind of just, everyone went off, did their own thing. And I kept going. I took the name, I took the brand. I started it. I came up with the logo, and then
I took it.
it's funny because it was three of us. It was my boy King Louie, and it was my boy Third, and it was me.
Oh, is that why it's called
Three King? Because it was Third and Louie, King Louie, so it was like Three King. But I made the logo. I kind of came up with the name and stuff. But
it got tattooed on you too, man.
I did.
So,
I man.
I just recently got my pine and palm tattooed on me too.
Yeah.
I was like,
Is that your production company?
Yeah. So I was going through it. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to call myself. You know what I mean?
It's a tough one.
And so yeah, exactly. So I just did Pine and Palm Media just to kind of keep it on brand with the podcast and everything else. Because I do like a lot of commercial work and then literally everything, honestly.
Whoa, it's because there's pines and there's palm trees in the
valley.
Central Valley.
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
pretty mind blowing.
Yeah, well, and so the whole logo, the logo that's up here, that's going to be projected up there. You guys, it's so the pine and the palm tree is the center of California. So if you drive on the 99 in Madeira, there's in the middle of the 99, there's a pine and the palm tree, and it represents the center of California because the pine trees are from NorCal and the palm trees are from SoCal. So it's like where the pines meet the palms. Yeah.
Damn.
So that's kind of where I was like, oh, that's a perfect symbol for Central Valley Podcast and
That's sick.
everything else.
That flows too, pine and palm.
Yeah, pine and palm. Yeah, that's why I was like, okay, cool. And then it's just like, but it's like I built up my Central Valley Podcast Instagram so much that like it's so daunting to try to like post
Rebrand
just try to post. It's like I still do work, but it's just like I don't post it. You know what I mean? Like it's just Because then I'm like, well, I can't post on my podcast page, post it on this, but you know what I mean? But I want people to see it. Like, you know.
Social media is exhausting.
Dude, it is. Even a post sometimes, especially for the podcast, it's like, new episode. Like, I don't know. It's like sometimes it takes you 15 minutes to even post it. And I'm like.
Yeah, and then you sit there after 15 minutes like, damn, I really want to post this right now. Is this right?
Yeah.
Save it as a draft and then come back to it later.
Yeah, exactly.
A month later.
Exactly. And I got into, so I first started getting into it in high school, like you guys. And do you remember the flip cameras? Do you guys remember those? So like that's what me and my buddy had a YouTube channel, and it was like Lonely Island inspired us, you know what I mean? And so like we would make funny videos, and so we had like 12 or 15 weeks in a row of like making a video and editing it. And then like I was like, oh, I want to do that. And then I told my parents, and my mom, for multiple other reasons, they like deterred me from doing it. And like, so I went to school for like 6 years, and I was going to become a teacher. I was going to become like a history teacher. That's what I thought I wanted to do. And then I graduated in 2018, and I kind of took a road trip, and I took this, like my first camera I ever tried to shoot on was like a little Canon power shot, like the ones you can zoom in and stuff like that. Yep. Exactly. So I took that like on a road trip with me and my now wife, and we went like all over to like Utah, like Las Vegas, like Arizona, a whole bunch of places. I made a cool little video, and then I was like, oh yeah, I like doing this stuff. And then in 2019, I saw this thing that I was like, make a video about your dream job. And like, so I like wrote a little script, and I hit up my buddy Jimmy, who we were talking about earlier, and he was already into photography, videography. Like, he's so good. And hit him up, and then we linked up, did that one video, and since then, like 2020 hit, and like I've just been head down trying to do it. And so February this year is when I started doing it full time. So it's like cool that like in like 2.5 years, like. Yeah, and I realized I was a substitute for 4 years. I realized I didn't want to be a teacher.
What grade?
High school.
Ooh.
But like, I'd rather be high school than little kids. Little kids are scared of you. Yeah. Like you could yell at them. High schoolers opposite. You cannot yell at them. They will be like, "What?" They're like, "Bitch, what?" Like, you know what I mean? But I would just go in and be like, "Your assignments in Google Classroom. If you need me, let me know."
Were you the cool teacher?
Yeah, I was
cool
like literally so chill.
That's,
like people would, like I remember kids threw like a bouncy ball on my head, and I was like, I didn't know who did it, and like I'm not gonna like. I was just like, hey. Come on, like that's it. Like I'm not gonna do anything. Like I'm like, whatever. But then that's how I kind of got into it as well. And then kind of just put like you guys. Once you kind of find your group, put your head down, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, that's a big jump.
Yeah,
big career change for sure.
Yeah, it is. But I'm happy to like I've been busier, made more money doing this than I have in anything else in my life.
Good.
So
More
it's
fun
like,
too.
Yeah, way more fun. And that's the thing too. Like people niche down, and I think it's important to niche down a certain amount, you know what I mean? But I like the fact that I can have like a family photo shoot and then go film like a music video. And then I do a lot of work for like Sisters of the Valley, the Weed Nuns. Have you guys ever seen them? So like they're quote these nuns who like smoke. Pull up the Sisters of the Valley.
I think I seen when I was going through the
yeah. So they're what they call themselves weed nuns, and they're nuns that I mean they're not really technically nuns. But they grow CBD weed and they sell CBD products. But like I do I'm their personal photographer. So like I've been on a whole road trip with them, like where like all inclusive paid for and stuff like that. But it's just like photography takes you in the most random like you know what I mean? Like what are some of your guys' like most random, like you know what I mean? Like you just find yourself, you're like, how the fuck am I doing this? Like I'm getting paid to do this.
I went to Hawaii.
That's dope.
That was a good one. I went to Mexico for a week. That one was fun. We shoot a music video.
Damn, for a week too.
For a week, yeah.
That's sick.
First time I had met the guys too. And now we shoot a lot of videos. Los del Puerto.
Fire.
That's sick.
Yeah, they hit me on Instagram just the day of. The next day we were already in Tijuana on a flight.
Damn.
Crazy.
That's like so spur of the moment.
Yeah. I don't know about you.
Damn, bro. For me, it's probably been just concerts.
I've seen. I've seen some of your like highlight reels of concerts and stuff.
Yeah,
like
I don't
that.
do them much, but sometimes it's like you're like at the front, you're like right in front of the stage with these artists. And
You're
then,
between
like,
the right.
Yeah, you look back.
Yeah,
and it's like you just see all these people, and it's like, damn, like people like I'm getting paid to do this.
Yeah,
it's a trip.
yeah.
Because I like going to concerts since like I've spent. Not too crazy amount, but I've spent,
I know what you mean. Any concert tickets are expensive.
Yeah, and then to just be getting paid to be there. It's
yeah, you're like, yeah, exactly.
pretty surreal.
That's dope.
It's cool, but it also does kind of ruin the experience for the after. Like now I don't like going to concerts
As
unless
much?
I'm working them. because I don't like standing in line. I don't like standing in the crowd. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Where's my pass?
You can get you can go
up.
work there and like get the benefit of like being close to the stage, like without having to go through the hassle of like anything else. You know what I mean? Well, I went to Reno one time. This guy, he made this drum magazine. He's a manufacturer. He manufactures specialty products, but he made like a gun drum magazine that shoots like 120 rounds in 9 seconds.
Damn.
Yeah. I was like, isn't that illegal? And he's like, you'd be surprised. Completely automatic weapons are legal in the United States. You know what I mean? No, yeah, and like, but yeah, it's just so wild. But like, and so I like, he paid me to go with him just to shoot like a 15-second teaser. But like, me and my wife rode with him to Reno, and then we shot this cool little promo video. Oh yeah, you could pull it up. Ooh. Yeah, that one right there. Yeah. Oh, you have to probably. But like, yeah, like, and like a fucking fully automatic weapon costs like over 20 G's apparently. And so like his target audience is like for people who
have money.
Yeah, exactly.
To spend on that.
But like, yeah, just like the most random. Like sometimes I'm just like, what the hell? Or like when I'm working an event for Blaker and I'm just getting a drink for free and hang out at a brewery. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's the chillest job, you guys.
It really is. It's like they take care of you because when they realize you're in charge of their image, and I think when they fully understand that, like, okay, these people are going to decide how I look to the rest of the world, they'll take care of you. Yeah. And they realize that what you bring to the table is worth it. You know what I'm saying? Let me take care of this guy so that he can make me look the best I can.
Mm-hmm. And then in the beginning, it's always hard because in the beginning, it's like you're always, or like when I was in the beginning, I was like, I'll do fucking anything. Like, let me do whatever. I don't care. But like, and it's like through all those other ones, it's like you got to figure out how to talk to people and how to sell yourself on what you do. You know what I mean? And I think that's something that as a photographer, videographer, you always have to work on, or like you're always going to be working on, because it's like sometimes I'm always like, oh, I should have charged more, or like, and then I'll say a price and they're like, yeah, no problem, and I'm like, I should have charged more. What the hell? Yeah, what the hell? What the hell? And then how did you get your name, the Visa?
One of my boys was actually helping me come up with the graffiti name.
Oh, okay.
This was in high school.
You're clean. Tag?
This was in high school, though. Okay. So we were just, like, coming up with something, and he would just, like, put letters together and then show me. And I'm like, you know what? I like that. It's super simple, 4 letters, and it just, like...
It looks hella clean, honestly. Like,
thank you.
It looks super clean.
Yeah. So it was just, like, my writing name. And then from there, it's like, I figured that doing video, doing all this stuff is still art in a sense. So it's like, why not just keep my artist name? And it's different. I never really wanted like I don't want to say it's generic, but you know, it's like, it would be like my full name, like Raphael Verdin Photography. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just feel like that's I don't want to say basic. I don't want to offend nobody, but
but I know what you mean.
A little too basic.
Yeah,
you know?
I know what you mean.
It's like branding, bro. You're basically branding yourself.
Yeah, I just want to do it a little different.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be harder. Like I might not pop up on like the search.
Yeah,
words and
but
stuff.
if someone typed in Raphael, how many Rafas?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you type in VII, I don't think too many more people are popping up.
Yeah, I mean, if I could have just the Visa account, I would, but I guess it's like a German rock band or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I can't.
So VIZA?
Your Instagram is 3 eyes, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
It's 3 eyes because of that same reason.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, but any new platform that comes up, though, I'm beating them to it. They got to pay me if they want it back.
So, but your logo's with 2 eyes, right?
No, logo is just one.
1 eye. Oh, okay. I think I just see your name on Instagram, so I just instantly think.
Yes.
I like your logo. I like how the eye is hidden in the.
It looks hella clean.
In the lettering.
Yeah.
I never noticed it. I was like VZA, and then I looked at it again. And I was like, oh, there's an I in there in the negative space.
Oh, I don't think I even realized that until
See the
right
eye?
there.
See
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just assumed that it was hiding in there somewhere else. I think.
Yeah. Shout out my boy Angel. He did that.
Who did that?
One of my boys. He just sent it to me.
Does he do graphic designs like that?
Yeah. Yeah, he still does, and he sent it to me, and I'm like, bro.
So he came up with a little logo.
Yeah,
you had the name.
I'm making a hat right now,
dude. Yeah, I was like that. When I look at your logo, I'm like, man, that logo looks really fucking cool. You should just brand that logo too, like make some merch.
Stamp
I have hats, and
you have hats and stuff.
I didn't really think anybody would want to wear a hat with like my logo on it, but sure enough, I had a bunch of friends like hitting me up like, yo, I want one. I'm like, oh fuck.
Same thing with me, like with when I have these hats right here, and like I was like, oh, I'll buy 50 of them. I was like, fuck, I spent so much money on these, blah blah. And within a month, I was sold out of all of them, and I was like, oh, dude, that's dope. And then it's like, but that was like me delivering them, so it's like I've been trying to work on, like now I have a drop shipping place, but that one's like annoying too because it's like it charges somebody like $38 for a shirt. Like I'm only charging $30, but then it's $8 for shipping, and then I'm like, I wanted to figure out a way that I can ship it, but there's a million things I want to do.
Oh, I feel you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how do you guys like manage your like time, especially like when you're working on like 4 or 5 projects, and then you're.
We'll let Joaquin start, bro. 'Cause I'm still struggling with
it's
that.
funny. That's why I laughed earlier when I said entrepreneur, because a lot of people have entrepreneur in their bio, but I don't think a lot of people really understand what it's like the mental. It's like let's say you have a 9 to 5, right? You at 5 o'clock, you get to turn it off and go home. When you have your own business and you're an entrepreneur, you don't have that. It'll be 1 a.m. and you're over here thinking of ideas or trying to reply to clients or editing XYZ. So it's like, definitely, it was like, it's a lot. But what was the question?
I don't
Project
know.
management.
Project
management.
Yeah.
kinda like-
Well, I was gonna say, well, in our field's so much harder because it's like not only do we enjoy doing this for other people, but we enjoy doing it for ourselves. But it's trying to like. I'm the worst at trying to do stuff for myself when like it's like I got so many projects, and then when I'm off, I don't want to touch my camera. You know, it's like trying to find the
balance.
Yeah, exactly.
Like today when we went golfing, I think that was like one of the things that we do now is take a break from the editing room, take a break from the computer, from the camera, and just go enjoy yourself and find another hobby outside of what it is that you do to take your mind off of that. That way when you come back, you're refreshed, and it's like you're not thinking about work all day. You know?
Yeah. The past 6 months, we've been golfing way more than like we had to ever have, and that's because I think that's what well, because I started doing it full time, and then for like 2-3 months, it was like I just didn't do anything. I just worked. You know what I mean?
you.
And then I was like, oh, I need to like do stuff for like myself,
For
like,
your mental.
Yeah, and like golfing's a great thing because it's like you're outside, you don't look at your phone, and you're just like
Vibing on the course.
Yeah, it's the best. Golfing's so fun with your friends.
Yeah.
We gotta go golfing, man.
We will.
Yeah.
We will for sure will.
And then how about product management for you, sir?
Man, that's probably been one of the most difficult things I've been having to learn.
I'm
since
fucking
freelancing, especially when it's like you don't really know how to separate your projects. So you just say yes to all these projects, right? You're like,
Instead of like staggering them like a couple weeks, it's like, oh, I need this one edited by then. Why don't I schedule it for next week? I'm like, oh, I could do that tomorrow. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Because we could, but we tend to not. We tend to procrastinate.
When you talk like a fistful, you're good. You can just push it a little bit to you. You're
My
good like
bad.
that. You're good.
It's first time rookie here. But yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, so learning how to separate, how to like kind of keep a gap in between all these projects is something that I've been working on because, bro, when I have like 3 projects due in like a week, and it's like I know these projects take me like at least 3 days each, it's like stress.
Oh, yeah.
Tons of stress.
Yeah.
So yeah, just learning how to manage that time or how to be more effective about these edits and actually lock in and not get distracted.
Yeah, getting
That's what's
distracted. For me, it's like just if I have my phone in the same room, I can't stop looking at it, dude. And then I'm like, I'm sure I would be like if I was just bored for a little bit, I'm sure I'd get this done. But like this day and age,
It's tough when you make your own schedule. It's actually tough. You need to be super disciplined. It's not as easy as it seems. Like you'll have like things pop up, and it's like, oh yeah, I'll just finish this when I get home. You come back home, end up falling asleep, or you end up having to do something else.
You don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And I saw that when you were talking, it reminded me of like you're saying you're like never off the clock. It's like the I forget what it is, but it's like I quit my 9-to-5 job to like pursue my dreams. It's like now I work 24/7. Yeah, exactly. But I was like, I didn't really get that in the beginning, and then now I'm like, oh, I get that. When like this morning, I woke up at 6 a.m. and I'm like uploading a podcast to YouTube and like things that like I should have been doing like a week ago, but I'm just like. It's just all about the process of learning. And I think that's what, like, as photographer, videographers, it's like, yeah, we're creative people, but it's also, on the flip side, it's like we have to learn how to be, like, businesses, you know what I mean?
I just started getting into all that, the business aspect of it. I got my LLC approved, like, yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get my account set up. But, yeah, we need to start running ourselves like a business because not only that, too, is, like, the industry we're in is a high-paying industry, and if you don't get yourself set up early, you're going to whack yourself with taxes.
Yeah.
You're going to make a lot of money at the end of the year, and then you're going to have to pay a lot of money because, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm like. This year's my first full year of it. And so, like, I mean, I have everything written down. I'm good with my books at least, but, like, yeah, I'm interested to see how much I'm going to owe at the end of the year. I know I've been buying a lot of gear to write off.
Yeah, there you go. I was going to ask, do you work a job or do you just do this full time?
This is my full time, but I've been recently doing like an internship during the days. But as soon as that's done, it's back to either
this,
shooting
full
or
day, okay.
editing. It's like it's never ending.
Mhm.
Cool.
What's your internship? For?
Yeah,
What is it?
I'm working at a marketing agency.
Oh, is it the Level Up one?
Yeah.
So-
Shout out Billy.
Yeah, Billy. I see. I follow him. Don't know these people, but I just follow all you guys. I was like, but that's cool. So he does like helps other businesses grow, kind of.
Yeah, it's like a digital marketing agency.
But do you work there as like doing photography? Videography, or
No, I usually do like social management, but then sometimes I'm like helping out with like some of the content creation and stuff, and I'm just mainly just there, just like helping out wherever I can and just really soaking up game. Yeah,
That's dope.
Learn it in any.
That's good.
aspect.
Yeah, I mean that's a good. That's probably because we're talking about like learning to how you run yourself like a business. That's a good thing to be around.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
definitely.
Because you're kind of learning from all these other businesses and things and what's working, what's not, and everything like that.
Yeah, and it's super important. I think like learning how, learning the difference between like creating content just to make content that looks good and creating content that's actually going to be effective for the business.
Yeah.
That's once I kind of like realized that there's a difference, it just changed everything. It changed it when you're presenting yourself to a client. It's like what you're pitching to them. It's like, look, I'm not here to just
That's
make
the
you
thing I
look
need
good.
to work on the most is like how to pitch myself because sometimes I'm just too casual, like because I'm just a bro, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if it's like another guy, like I bro out too much before when I like
You gotta remember it's
bi-
business.
yeah, business
yeah.
first and then
Yeah.
bro it
Yeah.
after.
Damn, that's crazy.
It's just learning. It's just,
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think that like with this thing, it's like we're never not going to be learning. And so, did either of you guys have any formal school on this, or all self-taught?
I did do I was already shooting, but I took a film photography class at junior college, and I was like midway through it, and then one of my film rolls, I opened it too soon, so it was like overexposed, and I just dropped out. I'm like, I'm not gonna reshoot this. I was too deep in the project. I just dropped out. I was like, whatever.
Hey, yeah, I think you've
Sorry, Mom.
you've learned plenty though since then from everything else.
Yeah.
What do you got? You guys like YouTube videos and shit? Like that's how you pretty much learn everything.
I went to YouTube University for 8 years.
That's what I did too. I've been doing it nonstop, and
day.
I still do. Yeah, I still do it every single day. I need to learn something or forget something I've done a whole bunch of times. I'm like, how do I do that again?
Go back real quick.
You guys all Premiere Pro? Is that what you guys edited on?
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing.
Okay.
Premiere Pro, Lightroom, Photoshop, all that stuff.
I've tried Final Cut, but it's like trying to relearn
Like,
a program.
I have Mac, so like I would think that like it would make the most sense to use it, but I feel like I'm already so into Premiere Pro that I'm like, I'm not gonna try to learn another.
Yeah.
They seem to have like they're more user friendly and like drag and drop stuff basically. Where Premiere it's like this effect does that, but you gotta edit it, manipulate it, and blah blah blah.
DaVinci Resolve is really the game changer, though. I heard that one's that one's the one that's like tailored to coloring.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
huge,
yeah,
and,
yeah.
They have like their own After Effects built into the
Oh, that's
into the
sick.
program when you pay for the full.
After
and you only
Effects
pay
is
$300 and you get it for lifetime.
Yeah, that's the thing with Adobe. But I always tell myself because I do a lot of photography too, so I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to pay for this anyway. So like,
I went to Delta for a little bit and took a graphic design class, so I use the whole suite: Illustrator, Photoshop,
Illustrator's,
Lightroom.
Yeah, Illustrator's the one thing I have no idea what I open it up and I'm like, because I was like
Same,
just trying to
yeah.
vectorize a file, and apparently it's so hard to do in Photoshop because like I don't know, I couldn't figure it out to save my life, and then I opened up Illustrator and I was like, oh god, this is
Even
like
more,
this,
huh?
this Illustrator is Photoshop's After Effects. You know, I mean that's in my mind.
exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
In my mind, that's what I'm like. Okay, that's
Exactly.
what that is.
exactly what it is.
That's funny. And then so YouTube University, any YouTube guys that you like legitimately like enjoy watching, you like their stuff?
Lufemi, Tyler Casey was really good. Max Novak has a lot of good.
Dude, I don't know any of these guys. But
Really?
yeah, yeah,
I was about
yeah,
to
yeah,
say,
yeah,
if you
yeah.
watch,
Yeah,
these are
dude.
like all.
You know who Evan Ranf is?
I think so.
Yes.
Is he new? Is he
Uh,
newer?
I would say newer. I mean, he's been doing it for like 2018, 2019. You know what I mean? But Danny Gevirtz, you know who Danny Gevirtz is?
Yeah.
I fucking love
Danny's cool.
Danny's work's cool. But that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
'cause
I was more learning Premiere in like 20 like 16 to like 2018, 19. I stopped like I still look up some things now, but it was more back then.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
I was
when you
how do
were doing it.
Yeah. So
Was
it was
Peter
like,
McKinnon even a thing back then, bro?
Not really. I mean, he
Dude.
was there, but it was Casey Neistat was a
Oh,
guy.
that was the
When he was dropping everyday vlogs.
Yeah.
That was the era where I was like really.
And
I
it's
was
crazy
trying
to
to do
think, like,
vlogs.
when you look back, like, you're like, oh, man, that's still early YouTube. Because now it seems like it's like, I mean, a little daunting when there's so many channels and people. And, like, I
a
think,
lot now.
like, I would love to have a YouTube channel where I do photography, videography stuff, but I just don't have enough fucking time, I feel like. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I'm always give props to all those people who are, like,
have time to do that.
yeah, doing all that other stuff. You've been trying to do stuff, right?
Yeah,
recently?
but it's like you were saying, man, when you got 2 music videos that you shot this week, and then I shot this BTS vlog too. It's like, I got to get these 2 videos that they paid me to finish first before I can touch this one. But I'm starting to realize now it's a lot of delegating. We need to. I was actually going to talk to you about it. It was like we need to all come together and start helping each other. And like the budgets are there. Is like I'm starting to realize now is like we're working with clients that have the money to pay you a $1,500 video, and I can pay Visa, say $500 to go out and shoot it for 2-3 hours. Then I could pay an editor $300 to edit it, and that's $800, and they paid us $1,500. So we still have money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
and
it's,
it's going just back to the company, and for the rest of it,
pretty
right
much.
there.
Yeah. So it's like it's more of an agency now, but. Yeah, it's like it's
moving
so
from,
overwhelming.
but it's moving from you doing everything to like
Exactly.
trusting other people, and that's the thing that I've realized too with like my podcast, with promos or just editing it. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I can be like outsourcing this, at least just the like little small things. You know what I mean? And I think it's just like having to trust people to do stuff that like you're so used to doing it your way that like you know this person's good, but you're still like, but what if?
Yeah, but I've had the same thought too. But I think it goes back to, instead of like trusting if they could do the job, trusting yourself. Like, am I able to instruct them the correct way? Am I able to give good enough instructions for them to follow and execute what I need done?
Ideally, though, it's like I shouldn't have to teach you how to edit if you're an editor already. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go look for somebody that is an editor already so that I don't need to teach him. I can teach this. Let's say this kid wants to be an editor, right? I can teach you how to do it, but it's going to take some time, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather hire someone that's confident in their abilities. See, it's delegating, but it's also like a professional, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm going to let the DP that's going to come out and shoot for my video, let him do his thing, because I know he's a professional. I know he knows what he's doing. I don't have to worry about that. I'm not gonna waste my time worrying about that because he can do that, or grip or lighting or whatever. So it's like, as an editor, it's like if you're an editor and I'm gonna hire you because I know you know what you're doing, like even maybe sometimes better than me. I got a buddy Ski Mob that I'm gonna hire him now.
He's nice.
And I know he told me, he's like, I like to edit. Those are the things that he likes to do. So it's like, okay, let me figure out a way that I can get paid, you can get paid, and we're both happy, and we can start cranking this out, because I can't be out in the field selling myself, selling more jobs, shooting, doing all this. If I'm
Going
stuck,
back home
I'm
editing,
stuck in the office for 10 hours editing a day, it's like I'm gonna send you guys this video that I watched later. It talks a lot about delegating, but it's kind of rewired my brain to thinking, and it's like that's why I want to go into this media agency stuff and like getting a team together, because I've been doing this since 2015, seriously since like 2018, and I'm sick of it's all me from beginning to end, shooting.
It's the creative
editing,
burnout too.
But you get burnt out,
Yeah.
and it's like I'm not gonna do. I don't want to do this forever.
This year's the one that really like the past like 2-3 months. My wife was kind of the one pointed out with me. She was like, "You come home and like you're not there. Like you're just like zoned out thinking about shit." She was just like. And she was like, you have like people that can like help you or like thing, and like, you know what I mean? And then it's like, but it's just figuring out how, like you're saying, delegating, how to figure out how to delegate it and how to.
It's difficult too, because if the money's not there, you know what I'm saying? How can I pay this guy what he's worth if this guy's only going to pay me? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it also does take that, you know, you got to build yourself up to that. Like this guy might not want to pay $1,500 for a video because he's only been doing it for 2 years, whatever. But we've built ourselves to that point where it's like we can sell ourselves to that price, and it's reasonable. You know, we're not entry level trying to sell this crazy. We're professionals now in our field, and we can charge those prices and start delegating now. The budget's there, the money's there. Before it probably wasn't. $300 I couldn't pay an editor.
Oh yeah.
But now that we're getting $1,000 videos, I could pay $300 to an editor.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's like it took time to get
Especially
there, but now that we're get there.
If you go like for 1,000, it's like you go and shoot. It's like okay, well,
yeah, it makes sense, you know.
Yeah,
like I'm okay with giving $300 to the editor.
When people are just like really enjoy editing that much, like don't get me wrong, I enjoy editing, but I wouldn't want to edit other people's stuff that much. I don't know, like because. Like if I'm shooting something, I'm familiar with my footage that I shot. You know what I mean? But like when somebody else gave me like, even if it's like a real estate house, like somebody else gave me their footage to edit that. It's just like I have to go through it and actually like watch it all, and like I do that with my own, but not. I know the shots that I got versus like doing it.
I feel like that's because you're coming from a standpoint that you shoot it all, but. Now think there's an editor that doesn't like to shoot. He doesn't like to leave his house. He doesn't like to go out into the workplace and meet people and have to connect. You know what I'm saying? He just likes to be in his zone at his computer all day and cut footage.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, and that's why I say it's good to hire professionals and people that love to do what they do, because if you're passionate about what you do and you're a passionate editor and you love that, you love telling story with film and you know how to cut things in the right way and stuff, I'm going to give it to you and let you do your thing. Just like the client's going to give it to me and let me film it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to give it to the editor and let him do his thing. And then so on and so forth. Like, I think it's starting to realize, like, these bigger productions and these bigger shoots, it's not one guy behind the scenes. It's like 30 people.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I haven't been able to like work on anything that's like a higher production like that. You know what I mean? And so it's like all I know is everything that I've taught myself that I do. You know what I mean? And so it's just like trying to take that next step into like doing other things with like you're saying, when there's 20 people working on a set, or even 10 people, 5 people working on a set. You know what I mean? Like
it's just it relieves the pressure off. And it lets everybody do their job.
Yeah, because it's not
correctly.
one person is
wearing
control
every
sound,
hat.
lighting, you know what I mean?
Otherwise, you're trying to put on different hats and trying to, I gotta go fix lighting, I gotta go fix versus just the lighting guy is handling lighting.
Or just focusing
the
on
camera guy is
angles.
focused on camera, and I'm focused on directing, It makes the process smoother and everybody wins and we make more money.
Yeah, that's dope.
So it's like, but it was a process, it took time. We had to
because you've been, in it, like, you said, like,
since 2015.
Yeah.
For the first 3 years, it was just me on set by myself, setting up lights, doing it all. And now we linked up with other homies. Like even Visa comes out on set, and now he works with us under Stu, and he sees like there's 3 people at all times working on something to get the video right. So
that's sick. That's sick.
Yeah.
And then who inspires you guys? Like any directors or just people in general that you follow? Or
go ahead. I feel like I'm hogging this mic. I feel like
no, you're good. You're good. I knew you were gonna ask this too.
That's a good question.
So one of them is Film by Dave. He's
I'll look that up.
I don't want to get it wrong, but I believe he's in Colombia. He's in Colombia. He's he does like more of the like reggaeton stuff, like music videos.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And what inspires me is like you'll probably find it on Instagram. Yeah, but what inspires me is like I'm more of like, I come from a photography background, so for me it's like super sick shots and just I highly emphasize color. Like color is my thing. So his color is just like, I don't even know how to describe that, bro. It's just crazy.
That's sick.
Yeah, that's nice.
But yeah, this dude, like you said, he's working with teams too, so everything's just a lot more seamless and everything looks a lot more like put together, like well put together. Yeah, yeah. So that's probably like the number one inspiration right now. Besides that, like literally all these guys, like Joaquin, literally like half of Stockton, like they got like some of the craziest like
Dude, I think you guys
are
like some of the most talented dudes in the Central Valley, and that's why I was like, I want to have you guys on the podcast just because I like your work. Like both your guys' work is very unique, and that I'm inspired by it. So
appreciate it.
As someone who's like trying to step it up as well. Like
we all got to collab on something now.
Yeah, dude, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
What about you, Joaquin?
So early days, it was like David Camarena. He did a lot of HBK Gang's music. He was a super, super crazy. His visuals go crazy. I'm trying to think who else. Yeah, David Camarena right there.
Damn, that's the OG.
He is an OG. He's an OG. He did a lot of stuff for like Burner. He shoots up for Larry June now. But
dude, Larry June's so
Larry
sick.
June's, yeah. But Camarena is crazy. Man, I'm trying to think. It was a lot of YouTube stuff too. Like Casey Neistat was a huge influence. I just loved his style and his like run and gun mentality, and just another big one was Stewie. It's cool because now I can say like we're homies. I get to work on him. But I remember early like 2016, 2017 when we were trying to build a culture in Stockton. And Stewie came out here and he was like already pretty well known in the Bay, but he shot with a couple artists out here, like MB Nell, Lil Dadex, Nikki 900, and he kind of sparked this flame in the 209 that it was like, okay, people out here are talented and there's talent out here, and that we can do it now too. Because before it just felt like we were the little brother to the Bay Area.
Yeah.
But then after that,
we're on the come up. Like, I was gonna feel like, and then especially after the pandemic, the whole Central Valley like really seemed to be
blew up.
Yeah, and it's weird because like a lot of other places was opposite. Like like it kind of died down in other places, but Central Valley was just like, I think things weren't as strict maybe or something. I don't know.
I think it was like uncharted land that people finally discovered. It's like Grand Theft Auto map. You know, people started venturing over here because the Bay got too expensive, and then they realized like, oh, there's some stuff going on out here.
Yeah, because all like
talent out here.
Yeah, a lot of artists, and then just like artists, and then anything in the art community. Like I just feel like recently it's just been, and maybe it's just me becoming more aware of it as well. So I think it's a little bit of mixture of everything. thing. But it's good to see like the Central Valley actually like appreciating artists. You know what I mean? Because for a while it was just like.
This podcast is brought to you by none other than Marcus Rodriguez. If you're looking to buy or sell a home in this competitive market and you're not too sure where to start, look no further than Merced's preferred realtor, Marcus Rodriguez. He'll make the process go as smooth and easy as possible, and you can reach him at 209-554-1715. Visit his website, www.myagentmarcus.com, or email him, info@myagentmarcus.com. Thanks again, Marcus. This podcast is brought to you by Thore. If you're looking to get a tattoo in the Central Valley area and you're not too sure where to start, look no further than this dude right here. He's a versatile artist that specializes in black and gray realism. He's located in Merced at the Merced Tattoo and Piercing Company, and if you'd like to get in contact with him, the best thing you can do is stop by the shop in the beginning of the month in person and make an appointment, and if not, you can follow him on Instagram. That's @_Thore with 5 E's. Once again, that's @_THOREEEEE. Thanks again, Thore. Are you thinking about that giant pile of junk in your backyard and you don't know what to do with it? Well, stop right there. Look no further than Scott Livesay, owner of Be Junk Free Merced. Everybody has stuff that's taking up space, but not everybody has time or equipment to do something about it. That's where Scott Livesay comes in. If you have junk overtaking your garage, yard, that spare room, or even a storage unit, give Be Junk Free Merced a call at 209-233-1519. Once again, that's 209-233-1519. Thanks again, Scott.
I think connection too is like community. We're all starting to link up now, and like all the photographers and videographers are starting to realize that, like I said, this is a team sport. You know what I'm saying? If you got more people on your team, the better, the more easier it's going to flow. And there's money out there for everybody to win. We can do it. So you just got to kind of team up.
Yeah, and that's actually the thing of that from this podcast. Like, the more I talk to people, the more people are like, sense of community is everything everybody wants. Like, at the end of the day, it's like you want to feel like you're a part of something, whether it's a family, whether it's with your work, whether it's whatever it is. It's like everybody's longing for that community feeling. So, especially with photographers, videographers, it's like I never look at people as my competition because they're like there's so much work to go around. There's so much, and then there's so many tiers and levels to it too, where it's like somebody might be. They're going to be getting higher paying jobs where maybe you need to work up to get those higher paying jobs, but like you're going to be able to learn and grow from everything. You know what I mean?
I think it's all comes with time.
It's all about like just trying a bunch of different stuff, working with different people. Like there could be like, for example, like we shoot some stuff that's the same, but then we each shoot our own different things. So it's just like, just collabing, just getting to try different style shoots and seeing what you like, seeing where you fit. And
So I did some collaborations in 2020, and I haven't stopped working with them since. You know, I met my buddy Ernst Perez. He's another really very talented videographer from out here. And man, ever since I met him at a Don Quest shoot, we shot a video for Don Quest.
Dude, Don Quest is so sick. I want to get Don Quest on the podcast.
We can do it.
Dude,
I'll talk to him
after. Yeah.
I'm sure he's down. We met, and then it was just kind of like now it's like we link up and we'll edit and we'll motivate each other, and it's like, oh, how does this look? Oh, it looks cool. I think you should do this, and
dude, that's
feed
my
off
favorite.
of each other.
That's my
just
when two different people like me and my buddy Jimmy, like we'll both be editing something, but it'll be like complete two separate things. It's just him like, oh, what if you tried this? And then you're like, oh, like that sparks an idea, that sparks another idea that gets you to do something.
Collaboration.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just one person saying one thing. You know what I mean? That can make you be like, oh wow, this video would have been way different if I didn't have that one idea or whatever. You know what I mean?
I think it's also about the person. Like, I know a lot of people can't take criticism or they can't take things, so it's like I'm glad that a lot of the creatives that we work with out here are very open to that, open to each other, and open to criticism and collaboration. Because it's like if they weren't, they would just kind of stick to themselves and
be stagnant.
Just, you know what I'm saying? Just doing what they do. But no, they're willing to link up with other people and work with other people and get advice from each other and ultimately to produce a better form of art, a better piece of art. So
and I think that especially with our industry, like constructive criticism to me is just like, I'm like, hey, tell me if this shot doesn't look good. Tell me if you know what I mean, or if you have an idea. Like, dude, there's so many shots that I bring my wife to like all my shoots because like, you know, always good to have a helping hand, and she'll always be like, oh, what if you did that? And I'm like, oh, I didn't like. that's a dope ass shot. I'm gonna do that. You know what I mean? Like just things that where I'm like, this video would have been way different if you didn't suggest that one thing. Like she might feel like she's like, I feel like I'm just getting dragged along. I'm like, no, you're helping me. Like,
That's cool.
Yeah, 100%. Sometimes I'll have like my girl come out with me on like I do like couple shoots or something.
Yeah. Oh, especially
those
then.
help. The girl helps
Because
in those.
she just kind of like brings like the energy of like two like
You go, girl.
Yeah.
Slay.
Stick your ass out. It's like I can't say that. You know what I mean?
For real.
Also, like I'll be so like dialed in on a shot, and then there's like a strand of hair that the girl has across it. I don't notice it because I'm just focused on the composition.
And then your girl just, hey, hang on.
Yeah.
Fix it real quick.
Yeah, so it's just having the team. Back to having a team.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter how big or small a team is. I think it's just crucial.
What's that saying? They said if you want to
Go far.
if you want to go fast,
Or if you wanna go fast.
go by yourself. If you want to go far, go with others.
Yeah,
Go
with the
something
team.
like that. Go with the team, and it's like it really does make
no,
sense.
it does. And then what about movies, you guys? What's some of your favorite movies?
I knew you were gonna ask this too.
Yeah.
I literally had to think
You're
about
like on your way. You're like, what
was on
are
the
we
way,
gonna
you're
talk
like, what are
about?
some questions?
Yeah.
favorite movie, Pineapple Express.
Oh, I like
It's
that.
not cinematic. I mean, it's cinematic. It's not really like the most cinematic looking
But
film.
it's fucking.
entertainment.
It's such a good film. That
Entertainment.
yeah.
Pineapple Express is so good.
As for inspo though, I say anything A24. Of
yeah,
course.
A24 is just like they have so many and like such weird shit too.
Yeah.
Like weird and good.
Or Christopher Nolan. Anything.
Yeah, Christopher. I was gonna say
as well.
Christopher Nolan's like literally one of my favorite. Like the first thing I saw from him was The Prestige, and that was like I was like one of my
Seen it.
favorite movies ever. You ever seen it?
I haven't seen it.
Oh my god, have you seen it?
Nah.
Oh, you guys gotta watch it.
Prestige.
Yeah, it's Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale are in it, and they're
Okay.
both like magicians. It's like a yeah, it's like it's just like a normal classic Christopher Nolan twists and turns and shit.
Yeah, I'm watching that tonight.
Yeah, dude, it's so good. And it's all about like Tesla's in it, and David Bowie plays Tesla, and like it's like a cool little like yeah, it's one of my favorites. Yeah, but that's one of my favorites from Christopher Nolan. Who else? I'm trying to.
Nolan's is good.
Yeah, well, and all his yeah. It just like
He did the Batmans, right?
Yeah, all the Batmans. Yeah, exactly. The Dark Knight. Dark Knight was so good. That was like one of my favorites. What about you?
Tarantino.
Tarantino's
a huge one.
Tarantino's shit's so good.
It's funny because I didn't really watch movies growing up. I didn't really start getting into movies until about like I want to say like 5 years ago when I like started really getting into film and videography. Like I don't know, it was weird. Like just didn't really watch them. My parents were very Catholic growing up, so I wasn't allowed to watch like Pineapple Express until I was already like almost 18 or like Friday. I didn't see Friday until I was like 20.
Same.
I was raised in a
One.
super
Same,
Christian
bro.
household. Like,
Yeah.
my mom was like, "You're not watching PG-13 movies till you're 13." And I was like, "What the fuck?" Like,
We didn't even
go
get
to my
until 13
Yeah.
after.
You got to be 18 to watch a PG-13 movie in this house.
But no, definitely Tarantino's crazy.
Or I like Jonah Hill's mid 90s. Have you guys seen mid
I
90s?
heard that,
yeah,
I heard that one's really good.
Dude, that one's really. It's just like nostalgic. Anything that's kind of like nostalgic is like right up my alley, honestly.
What's that fool's name from Key and Peele?
Oh, Jordan.
Jordan's
Yeah.
movies a bit lately have been going
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, and it's like it's why like you wouldn't expect like when you watch Key and Peele like where you learned or where you like found him at. I'm like did not expect all this.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? And I'm like, is he the? I don't know.
Yep. Nope was good.
I haven't seen Nope.
Yeah,
I haven't seen
I heard
Nope yet
mixed
either.
It was
reviews.
good. It was
Us.
just a little all over the place, but it was pretty good.
Us was good. Get Out, obviously, classic.
was-
Yeah, Get Out was so good.
Nah, Key and Peele was funny though.
Oh,
That was a good show.
yeah, that's why I feel like, and then like recent. I mean, have you guys ever seen the show? I Think You Should Leave. It's on Netflix.
No.
When you guys go home, you gotta watch it. It's like me and this guy cannot stop fucking quoting this show to each other. It's a sketch comedy show, so it's just like 5 minute and then a new sketch, and it's like a 20-minute
Okay.
show.
Yeah, I like
So-
those shows.
Yeah. So just Key and Peele. It's basically
okay.
like a different version of Key and Peele, but it is so fucking funny. Like it's like some of them you're like, what the fuck? Like it's not funny, and then other ones it's like, I cannot stop fucking laughing.
Did you watch Game of Thrones?
I've not. No.
What about Narcos?
No.
Yeah.
Damn.
See, like movies, I didn't really watch a lot of movies. I did watch a lot of TV, like Breaking Bad too.
I haven't either. What about Ozark? Anybody Ozark?
I did watch a little bit of that one.
Dude, Ozark.
pretty good.
I got COVID and I watched all 4 seasons of Ozark, and like that shit is so crazy.
Is it still going?
No, they just ended it on the 4th season.
Okay.
But it's like it's so good. It's I feel like it's like a Narcos vibe though.
Yeah.
Like the same. Yeah.
Suburban.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, Lake House.
Yeah, I haven't started a Game of Thrones. I wasn't actually hit you up because I seen you posted it.
Yeah.
I think I watched like the first episode,
Uh-huh.
and then I kind of just.
It's slow, but it's one of those shows that it's got a lot of things going on in a bunch of different places in the map.
Yeah.
So it's like jumping around, and then eventually all of them cross paths, and then they all come back and together. It's
Yeah. My wife loves Game
Yeah.
of Thrones. She's like the biggest fan. I always just felt like I was so late to it. Like same thing with Breaking Bad. It was like I was interested in it when it ended, and then now I'm like. It's one of those things where it's like 20-minute shows I can do, but like if it's an hour long, I'm gonna end up looking at my phone and then wait, what the fuck happened? And then I mean, it's just all my excuses of why I don't watch it. But
Yeah, same thing. I feel like if the first episode doesn't hook me right away, it's a wrap. I'm just on to the
I
next.
feel that.
yeah, and honestly, like I started Ozark multiple times, but then like when I got COVID, I was like, I'm double down on this shit right now.
That was
like,
me with Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
I watched it and I was like, this was whatever. And I came back like 2 weeks later and I was like, all right, let me give it another chance.
Yeah. Did you fucking zoom through watching it?
Yeah, I was one of those like
Binge.
I have to watch like 3-4 episodes a day.
Yeah.
Because I'm already in my room all day, so
Yeah.
it's like let's just let it run. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that was
So-
the same thing with me for Ozark, or me and my wife, because we both got COVID together. We went through
Locked in.
in a week. We watched 4 seasons,
Oh man.
and like, but we had nothing else to do, so it was like fucking.
You're being safe.
Yeah, we were.
You were doing the
yeah.
responsible thing.
Yeah, and I really did feel like shit. Honestly, I was like, oh man, fuck. Yeah.
Crazy.
I'm trying to think what other ones. Ridley Scott, you watch any Alien movies? I mean, like, have you guys ever seen the original Alien movie? You guys gotta watch. It's like it's made in the 70s, but it's still like.
Like Alien versus Predator?
Yeah,
or like-
so it's that Alien, the original though, of where that one came from.
Oh, okay,
And so it's like Sigourney Weaver's
seen
in it
any
and
of them.
stuff. So like it's crazy because it's a 70s movie, but like it's like 79 or something. Look up when the first Alien movie was. But it's like it kind of feels like it's like a not modern day. Like it doesn't seem like it was filmed that long ago.
79?
Yeah.
It's hard for me to watch older movies knowing what I know now about like
Yeah,
film
but
and everything.
but this is one of the ones where it's like you're almost like, what the fuck? Like, how can I not tell that it wasn't like
Shot. It was.
generally like you can tell if it's an 80s movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because 80s movies are like it's like Rocky 1 and then Rocky 3. There's a fucking robot like cooking dinner and stuff. I'm like, what the fuck's going on right now?
So this was ahead of its time.
Yeah, for sure. And Ridley Scott still does like the Alien movies and like Prometheus, all those ones from
Space, sci-fi.
Yeah, anything
Those are
space,
sick.
sci-fi. I feel like there's other space movies I fucking like, but I can't even think. It's like one of those things where I'm asking you guys, and I'm like, who do I like? I can't fucking think of anybody.
Yeah.
But then, and then Clint Eastwood shit too. Like,
Oh,
like Gran Torino. Have you guys ever seen the movie?
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like I saw that movie way long after I came out, and I was like so compelled by it. I was like, this is such a good movie. Like,
There's an old movie that I really liked as a kid. It was Under the Same Moon.
I don't know if I've
It's
seen
a
it.
Mexican movie. It's about a little boy that crosses the border and comes back to find his mom. But I remember that was like a movie that really stuck with me. It was like, damn, like, why am I crying right now over a story over some characters that's not even real?
Dude,
and I was just like,
dude,
wow.
I'm hella sappy in movies. Like I get
Yeah.
when I was a kid, if a cartoon and something sappy going on, I'd be fucking balling.
Yeah.
And like I was trying to hold it together. If I was with a girl, I'm like,
Yeah. I think Marley and Me destroyed me the worst.
oh yeah. Everybody
I
has a
haven't
soft
seen it.
spot.
Marley
though,
and you never
for
seen
it.
Marley
The
and
dog
Me?
one?
With the golden retriever?
I wouldn't be able to watch that, bro. I got a soft spot for dogs.
That'll break
Dude,
you,
me
bro.
too, dude. We have like 2 half Shar-Pei, half pit bulls. So Shar-Pei are the dogs with all the rolls on them, and then half pit bulls. But like one of them's 5, but he just started getting hip problems, and it's like. It's so sad. But like Moose can't even jump up into the Jeep anymore without like he'll like pull something and he starts like whining and stuff like that. So but now but he's like such a good dog that like we'll walk to the Jeep and then he'll just like stand there, wait for me to pick him up like and stuff like that. But yeah, that's like why Marley and Me is like
sucks.
so
It's one of the
It's a hard one. Yeah,
you guys have dogs or anything?
Max.
yeah. Just got a bunch of Yorkies.
Oh, Yorkies,
Yeah.
huh?
I got a Silver Lab.
Oh, Silver
Maximus.
Lab. Maximus. That's a
Yeah,
good
my
dog
sister
name.
taught him parkour and a whole bunch of shit.
Really? What does the dog do for parkour?
He does like rebounds off the wall. He'll like jump into the bed of the truck and like cook himself on and crawl in. She's teaching him a backflip right now. Like
Damn,
I
how,
gotta
he's
see
pretty
that.
young or what?
my
is
little
he?
sister, yeah, she's a freshman right now, but I don't know. It's weird. That's her best friend, and she's like
Yeah.
trying to teach him all these cool.
They're amazing.
Yeah, that's dope, dude. I love dogs.
Yeah.
That's cool. And then so these I have like some random questions, but it's just like filmmaker questions, but like gimbal or handheld. And obviously there's a time and place for both, but if you're gonna pick one.
You go first.
Man, I feel like for a long time I was so reliant on the gimbal, and I think I still am. That it's like, let me shoot some handheld shit now because I need to.
That's literally
I need
the
to work
phase
out
I'm
more
going
muscles
in right now
you know,
too.
like-
Of just like not becoming reliant on the gimbal.
Yeah.
Because you get so used to it.
And it just feel like it makes everything too easy. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, we got to remember that at the end of the day, we're telling a story. And the gimbal isn't the best way to tell a story. If you want to show panic, you're not going to put the gimbal on and somebody, you know, you want a handheld and shake. And, you know, so it's like when you start realizing that these tools are used for specific things, it's like there's a really good YouTube channel called Studio Binder, and they do a lot of breakdowns with like what is camera movements, what they're called, what they do, what emotions they, and I've been watching them for a long time, and now I'm starting to realize like, okay, maybe for this.
Oh, I've watched their videos before.
And like if you go to their playlists, and then go to the shot list.
Call the shots or how they shot it?
There's one called
the shot list.
The shot list, yeah. So this is just like the ultimate guide to like shot and compositions, and then camera angles, and then lenses, and camera gear, and camera movement. And so it's like you watch these and you kind of realize like, okay,
how much more there is to it.
Yeah, and it's like there's everything is. These filmmakers have this down, and when they tell a story, they know what lenses to pick to what emotion you want to convey.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it's cool now.
What about you?
I agree 100%.
Yeah,
with
I agree
that, plus gimbal after like an hour and a half, back just starts aching.
Dude,
bro.
for weddings, it's like I'm just do gimbal most of it in the sense of like at least up until like for the shot, like for all the shots before the wedding and during the ceremony. You need it. Once the ceremony ends,
Reception.
all reception, you can throw it to the side, do some
Yeah.
handheld stuff. But then once the couple session comes back again, it's like, and so me and Jimmy shoot weddings together, and so generally for like those, it's like one person will have gimbal, one person will be handheld, and at least that you have the variety of to make it look like what, at least when you're the editor when they're doing it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, for weddings it makes sense because I mean you're trying to get these slow-mo dramatic shots.
Yeah, I'm shooting 60
You don't
frames
want
per
shaky
second the whole
water.
time. Yeah, exactly. And I've seen some people who just do only handheld, and I'm like, it looks good, but to a certain point, I feel like it's like it shouldn't be so documentary, like it's more of like I think of it as a film versus like this is the day of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
100%. And then also a thing I've noticed is like he said, if the camera movement's being used the correct way, you don't even notice that the camera's shaking because you're so like into the
story.
film. Yeah, the story.
And it's funny because when I'm editing, I'll randomly like sometimes I'll think, oh that clip's kind of like shaky,
Yeah.
but like you'll put it in and I'll be like, oh that looks really like that. Like in my mind, I'm like shaky footage is bad. You know what I mean? Like that's what you think. You know what I mean? 100%. And then like I filmed like this cool running video for my wife, and it was like I did the whole I was like I need to do it all handheld because I want to prove to myself that like I can make something, and it ended up being like one of my favorite videos because it's just like. It's like the shakes in it, and I'm like running behind her, like the camera's moving, but it makes you feel like you're with that person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
And
why
so
the
it's
Nike
like
commercials are like
yeah,
that.
exactly. It's like learning to know when to use both, but like you're saying, when it's just you by yourself out there, if you're doing that, having to switch lenses, having to do everything.
Yeah.
What's your favorite lenses? I know obviously there's so many, but like
24.
24.
Yeah.
I love 35s. 35 is my favorite.
I'm such a noob. I have a 28 to 70 to 75 Tamron, so I just can't be.
Oh, you gotta go back. Yeah.
In and out, but I do want to.
I have
get
a 24 to
lens kit.
105.
Yeah.
too, and that's like the same thing.
What do you shoot? Canon or something?
Canon, yeah.
Oh, you guys are Canon people.
I'm both.
You have both? Honestly, I
I'm
kind of want to. And so I'm in the market to buy a new camera, but I'm like, I have so many Canon lenses that I'm like, I feel like I'm already so far into it. Because I've been shooting with the EOS R, and don't get me wrong, that's what's recording this. And that's
Nice.
It's been great and everything, but like, I'm at the stage where I like my buddies who have like the R6 and stuff like that. I'm like, I can tell the difference now in the video. Like, it's good for photography, but video wise, it's like I can just like the log's not the same. And like,
If you're
just
going
the
video,
details,
you gotta
like,
go Sony.
Yeah, that's the
You gotta go Sony.
I'm
Hybrid, bro. If you just have to have one hybrid camera, I'd say Sony all day.
Yeah. Sony's photos are amazing. Not Canon's photos. I'll give them that. And Canon's colors.
Yeah.
But I'm mainly video, so it's like I'm gonna get. It's like if I were construction,
I
I'm not
many
gonna get a
lenses from
Prius.
Canon, that's my thing.
I'm tired of the adapter, having to carry it everywhere.
Does it not have autofocus either? If you put a Canon lens on a Sony.
Depends on the adapter. Like mine's a Sigma, so mine only has autofocus with the Sigma lens.
Okay.
And I hear that it's just like, I mean, when you use a Sony lens on a Sony camera,
doesn't-
it's gonna,
beats it,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. And same thing with like, if you would put like a Sony lens on a Canon, like it's just, they're not meant for each other. So it's just, like there's, yeah. But that's my thing too. That's because I'm like, okay, I want to get the R6, but like, a lot of people I talk to are like, you should get a Sony, and I'm like, fucking A.
What do you mainly do? Photo or video?
I do more video, but it's like a 40-60 split. You know what I mean?
You can keep the Canon for photos if you ever need it, but if you want to get, trust me, bro. Once you make that jump to Sony video, and you're gonna see it.
And I think I have enough lenses where like I don't need all my Canon lenses either. Like I could sell some of them too.
I'm telling you, I got away with that Tamron for a long time. Like.
Does that thing balance on your? Well, Sony lenses are also way smaller than Canon lenses. Like my 24 to 105,
it's heavy.
It can't balance on a. I mean, it's great glass, but it's an older one. You know what I mean? And because sometimes I'll see like a Sony's some of their lenses. I'm like, well, that's a 70-200, or like that's a, you know what I mean?
Super light.
Let's see it right now.
Matter of fact, I got a cage on mine and stuff though. So
That's mandatory.
Yeah, that's a lot lighter than.
And that's with a cage on it and an ND filter.
Yeah, I have a cage on mine too.
No,
what is this one? The A7 III? That's what it is. Yeah.
So I'll put it away.
That's the go-to one right now. That recent, like not too long ago, came out, right?
No, it's been out for a minute now.
Like
the A7S III is the one that just came out. This is just the A7 III. I'm in the market for the A7S III.
I thought you had A7S III.
Nah, I have the A7 III.
And what's differences of them?
The A7S III is more like
low light, better
video, low light based.
Okay.
But they are dropping that the more like
the FX30.
Yeah, with the better price point.
I'd rather get the FX3.
FX3.
Is that
it's
the cinema camera?
FX30 is a crop sensor.
Oh,
so,
is it?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
And the FX3 is full frame.
The FX3 is basically the A7S III in a more of like a cinema
camera,
body.
right?
Yeah.
The FX3 doesn't do photo. It's strictly video.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's like specifically, but there's like it just got approved for Netflix.
Oh shit.
So you can shoot Netflix films.
It's like
on
what's
that.
the Canon cinema camera? The
C700.
Yeah,
something
C10
like
or
that.
C70. I think
C70. I think it's
yeah. Well, it's kind of like that one, but Sony has their own, and that's the FX6.
Okay, gotcha,
but
gotcha.
Like, I don't think Canon has just a dedicated video camera.
Yeah, it's the C7.
Well, the C7, but that one's like a big body.
Yeah.
It's like the box.
The FX3 is like it's like a cube almost.
Yeah,
like
almost like a camera type. Feel.
It's like body style like this, but a little bit thicker and a little bit more girth.
And it doesn't have the viewfinder.
You're the second people to tell me I should go to Sony too. So,
hey,
yeah, you can't. Once you go Sony video, it's like you can't go back.
I started with,
and honestly, that's the thing that I noticed that people who have Sony and they shoot it, I'm like, their shit looks so crispy, like it looks so clean, and
you pair it with a good lens, and I got away with the A6400 is like a $1,200 camera, and less. There's probably like $1,000 now, and then like a little cheap $300 lens. I got away with that for so long, like shooting business promos and just shooting a whole bunch of stuff. People are always asking, like, what kind of camera? Like,
dude, people always ask that. I'm always like, it's honestly half the time doesn't matter.
Not,
like, I mean,
lighting.
to the average consumer at least, I'm like, it doesn't even literally doesn't matter. Like, cause I tell people recently, especially with the iPhone 14, I'm like, if you fucking have a business and you want to fucking like make reels, get the iPhone 14.
Oh yeah,
shoot with that, because that is better than what you're gonna get like. An expensive camera, not use lighting, and it's gonna look just like shitty. You know what I mean? Like
sometimes it's easier and simpler just to go with the iPhone.
Yeah, I think I've seen you did this car video pretty recent on the phone, right?
Yeah, with the F-150. Well, I do a lot of them.
I think it was a Rolls Royce.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was all iPhone, right?
Yeah, no, I edited.
You got a little rig for it on your iPhone, right? Or no? What is it? No, a little. Or was your fan?
Built-in stabilizer.
Didn't you post something on your story recently or something like that?
iPhone rig.
Yeah.
Well, I just posted. So the A7S III, the one that my boy has, you can use your iPhone as a monitor, and it'll Wi-Fi it. So whatever you're seeing in the camera, you can see it on here.
A7 III is pretty good in low light though.
Oh, it's the low light camera. Like it's the one. When the A7S II came out,
but what about just the A7 III though?
That one's a little bit more.
It's still better than the EOS R.
Oh, for sure.
I've had both.
For that. But what about like R6 though? Because I know R6 is really good in low light.
So the R6 and the R6 is like with the up there with the A7S III. They're like the competitors.
Yeah.
And then there's the what else is there? The
R5.
R5 is a photography, or like I don't get why the R5 is so much more expensive either.
The 6 is the one that shoots 8K, right? But
no, the 5 shoots the 8K. The 6 is the 4. The 6, I think the 6 might shoot 8K cropped. It's like one of those things where it's like,
which one's the most expensive one?
The
Canon.
The 5.
Okay.
The R5.
That's like the A7S III.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. That one's the one, and then
Yeah, because that's my thing too, and that's why I'm like, well, now you're saying R6 is similar to that one. Makes me want to buy that.
It's tough, bro.
You both recommend Sony though?
Yeah,
for video.
I would say
for sure.
rent one or something for like a week.
Get kind of familiar with it.
Because you're not going to pick it up and absolutely love it. You're going to have to, it's a learning curve a little bit. Not crazy learning curve, but coming from Canon to Sony, it's a little bit different. But then once you figure it out and you dial it in, it's...
But the A7 III can also shoot photos too?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Yeah, A7 III is tailored to both. It's So there's the A7R series, and the R series is for photos. The S series are for video, and then the regular 1, 2, and 3 are a little bit of both.
The hybrid.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, man, and I've literally been sitting on this for 2 months buying a new camera because I'm like I want to, but like every single time I talk to somebody, I'm like, well maybe, well maybe this, well maybe that.
I mean,
just rent one, borrow one, or see if one of your homies has an extra one. I got an A6400. You want to let me know? I'll let you borrow it for a week.
Yeah, just to kind of feel it out.
Just feel it out, feel it, and I'll let you borrow it with that lens, and you'll see it's like. Yeah, it's nice. I think once you get it into the editing and see,
that's right.
That's when you'll really like,
because it's always gonna feel weird in the beginning if I'm going out shooting something on a camera that it's new to me. You know what I mean? But that's what you're saying, like, bring it into the editing software, and if I like, the way it looks, that's more important.
Do you shoot log?
Yeah, I shoot log.
Okay, the S logs.
It's a lot better than
Sony
C
S
log.
logs is for sure crazy.
You can do a lot more with it.
I never shot S log on my Canon, but
because I think
Canon has their own log too, though.
The EOS R has a C log.
Yeah, C log. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think the R6 has C log too. But
I think they have a better version of the C log.
Yeah, they do because Jimmy has R6 and I have the EOS R, and so when we like shoot weddings and stuff, it's like it's very similar, but when you're color grading it, you can kind of tell the difference between them.
You shoot a lot of weddings?
Yeah, a lot of weddings, and then I do weddings, and then commercial work, and then music videos here and there, basically. But like a lot of recently more commercial work, and I'm like all about that. You know what I mean? And then brand marketing, basically, like events for breweries or events for whatever, the random stuff like that. Then you're mostly music videos?
As of lately, yeah, but I'm trying to step out and start doing more like that marketing. I want to offer like a monthly subscription where like businesses will X amount of money, and I'll come in once a week, and I'll get 2 to 3 video reels, some photos, and I'll manage your social media for X amount of dollars a month, and have 2 to 3 clients or something. You know, that'd be nice. But yeah, I'm trying to take on more, but it's hard because it's like at the end of the day, I'm still have to sit in that room and edit for 10 hours a day.
Like, and that's why it's on
delegate. Why I'm more big, and that's why I'm asking, like, okay, what do you shoot weddings? You shoot because we have homies that it's like, hey, are you free this weekend? No, I got a wedding this weekend. Okay, well, I need some help with a wedding. Do you know anyone? So it's like we're always looking for more people. We're always looking for, and it's kind of hard sometimes to find like the right guy. Because it's like, you know, weddings is delicate. You know, you gotta have something right. But man, it's it's as long as you find someone that you can trust and as you feel comfortable. Okay, go wedding, go do it. It's good. I'll pay you X amount of money.
Yeah, exactly. And like if I could shoot a wedding and not have to edit
it. That's what me and my friends started figuring out. It's like we're getting subcontracted by these people that shoot weddings full time, and they're paying us $700 to come out for the day, just film, and then deliver an SD card at the end of the day, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're just like, damn, why am I not doing this already? Like,
yeah, same thing with like me and Jimmy. So it's like he booked. Pretty much we shoot every wedding together, but it's like I'm always like enjoying it more when it's like, because it's like obviously the person who's who booked it, they're editing it, and it's like, but like when it's not my wedding or when it's not his wedding, you know, you're just more relaxed and you're just like, oh, cool. Like, I mean, you're along for the ride. You're gonna do a good job, but it's still just like you're not thinking about the pressure of. You're like, I'm the one who booked it, so I got to make sure I'm getting the shots that I want, basically.
Yeah. That's why we're trying to find an editor right now, because it's like, okay, we have shooters, where there's an abundance of shooters, but if we have an editor, we can crank out weddings. Like you and me shoot one this weekend. Yeah. Send all the footage to him.
And
he edits it during the week.
I want to find a good editor. And the thing is, like, I've had other people kind of reach out to me, and it's like I've seen their stuff, and it's good, but sometimes it's like a little. It's like I don't know if I'm being picky either. You know what I mean? That's one of the things too, where it's like, you know, sometimes it's just like. It's like I think you could do good work, man, and I think like some of the stuff you do is good, but like some of the wedding films, it's like it can't just abruptly cut to like a new song, or it just can't you know, just little things like that. So finding someone like you're saying that you trusted, edit it. I would shoot more weddings if I found like a good editor. Yeah. You know what I mean? That you could just like be like, oh, here's the footage, like,
and then just know that they're gonna cut it up and know exactly what to cut and put what, when, where.
Yeah, exactly. But what I did realize from doing so many weddings is like, if you get them to read their vows on camera, it makes the whole editing process so much easier. It's like more documentary film work where you're just matching what they're saying and
overlaying
it. It doesn't matter what the shots, you know, too much. But like when there's no narration to it at all, and you have to like visually make it. I'm like putting all this film grain in it and making it look black and white randomly, doing all this stuff to supplement for the fact that there's no one talking and leading the story. You know what I mean?
Damn. So you mic up the bride and groom every time?
So generally, and that's what my package that's more too, but people have been doing it as well, and it's so much better on editing
audio,
too.
huh?
Yeah, and so my whole thing is like the bride and groom have to read their vows to the camera prior to the ceremony. So I don't want to have to rely on like it being up there with them and they're reading their vows.
Like interference.
Exactly. So I just started using the Zoom recorder, like the H1N or whatever, and I just have this Rode lapel mic. And that shit's a game changer. Because before I was using like my boom mics or whatever, and I didn't really realize the difference too much.
Until you got the lapel?
Yeah, I got the lapel, and it was like, I was like, holy shit, this is so clear. Like, this sounds like this, you know what I mean? So I started doing that, and like since then I was like, this shit sounds so good. And like, we did a wedding in Monterey. It was hella windy on a beach, and I'm talking like the wedding, like we're on the beach, right here is where the ceremony's going on. 50 to 100 people on this side, 50 to 100 people on this side, just enjoying the beach. You know what I mean? And it's windy, and I can't believe the venue gave them a fucking just a normal speaker, like the big boxes that everyone has to play music. That's what they had as their sound system.
No way.
And so the guy's talking into the mic, and it's like blurry, like it's still the stock microphone that came with the exactly. And I'm like, holy shit, like I cannot, like no one had any idea what this guy was saying, and I had the lapel on him, and I took it back into it, and it was perfect. Like you couldn't hear any of it at all, and I was like, this is why you have lapel. Like that reassured.
You realized?
Yeah, that was like that was my first time really using it for a wedding. So I was like, okay, that's why you do that.
Yeah. We just started doing that too. It was like, it makes the video editing process so much easier because you have something to go by. You get a little clip of the bride saying like, "Since the day I met you," blah blah blah, and then you cut to the broom and like
the groom's getting
like,
ready. He's with his boys, hanging out.
You just use audio, the sound bites, and then it just kind of
because it helps narrate the story.
A documentary style.
Pushes it.
Dude, documentary stuff is my favorite work. You guys, I gotta send you guys my. I did a little documentary for, you know who GB is?
Yeah.
So
I seen it.
Yeah.
I seen it. That shit was actually really good.
Yeah. So that was my first time like doing anything like fully like a documentary like that, and it was like such a cool process to do it. And like if I could do that, I would. It's just like documentary is one of those things. It's like, hey, I gotta hang out with you for 4 or 5 days, or depending on what the story is. But it's like it's finding someone who wants to pay you for
a documentary because that's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like it's like it might be 3-4 days filming, but it's at least like a week or two editing, especially because it's like I want to make it good. You know what I mean? But it was cool because it's like I got to use his songs in it, and like he would talk about something like in the actual documentary, and then I would find a song lyric that related to what he's talking about.
Oh, okay,
playing
dope.
it. You know what I mean? It's just like playing with it in that way is like really cool. But yeah, that was like my favorite thing to do is if I could do documentaries all day. And I just did a whole bunch of work for a nonprofit in Merced, and like it's one of those things where like he's in documentary work with other filmmakers, and so like he had a budget, an actual budget, and so like I hung out with him for like 3 days and just filming stuff, interviews, and like. It's just cool. And he just wants like a whole bunch of 1 to 2 minute segments. So it's like making a whole bunch of mini documentaries is so fun.
Yeah.
Damn, so how's that pre-production? You have to like fully script everything out, or is it you could kind of just go with the flow?
No. Honestly, so the GB one was pretty run and gun. Like I wasn't aware of, it was one of those, I wasn't aware really what was like. It was more like I got described to have like a 3 to 4 minute video, and then like when I was like here, I was like, okay, no, there's gonna be way more stuff, and so we filmed a whole bunch of stuff, and then I hit him up and was like, hey, we need the script for this. So I'm just gonna. So we had a session in here, and I just basically asked him like, what is McNamara Park, and he talks about it. Like, what does opening up your store mean to you? He just talks about it, and then that gave me the narration for it. You know what I mean? And then for the Restore Merced one, it was kind of like. I'm not the biggest on pre-production, and I feel like I'll have like ideas of shots and stuff, and I'll kind of write those down. But like I kind of like sometimes if I have a shot list, I'm too focused on the shot list and not in the moment of being like, actually, that's a better angle if I do this instead of just focused on that. And so that one was like, and he kind of had an agenda of what he wanted to do, and so it's like me looking at that and then just finding shots to mix with it, basically. But. Yeah, it's really fun. I'd rather do like documentary filmmaking. Like, that would be my.
I feel that.
I could edit that and be happy, and I'm enjoying it. You know what I mean? But like sometimes with like a music video or with a wedding, it's like by the time you're editing it, you're like, the money's gone. It's not, but like you already got it. You know what I mean? Like it's like a month and a half later, and I'm like, still in this wedding film for you.
Man.
But I tell everybody for wedding films, 2 months. Like, give me 2 months.
Yeah.
Because like, and I'm like, what do you want to watch your wedding film 2 weeks later for? Like, you know what I mean? Like, no one needs.
It just happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
think I did on this last one. I think I did a 30-day turnaround.
Oh, that's
Yeah, it was hard.
yeah.
a little hard on myself.
That's why I always tell somebody I would go a month and a half to 2.5 months, just because like it's like we're talking about in the beginning. I don't know what work I'm about to say yes to sometimes.
Yeah. Somebody might take some work next month and it'll push that video. Yeah. That's me right now. I have this wedding that I literally just finished up, and it's like we shot this back like 3 months ago. But it's like, I'm sorry, bro. I just got super busy. I've been out of the office, and weddings take a lot of time to edit.
And
so
yeah,
it's like,
that's why when you were talking about getting an editor for weddings, I'm like, oh, if I had a good editor for weddings, I would.
book weddings like crazy, right?
Yeah, and that's my thing. That's why I tell people like 6-7 weddings a year, and I'm good off that. Especially because I know, like, literally, honestly, I'd probably take 2 weeks editing, like fully 2 weeks editing it. You know what I mean? Because it's like I feel like I always have rounds like of it. You know, it's like, okay, let me put the skeleton together, get the B-roll together,
the audio,
and then after that, it's like I always like put the sauce on it at the very end. You know, when you're color grading it, put some film grain on it and some titles, everything else. Overlays. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I always start by giving them like a 1 minute reel of it, though. How I get my feet wet.
Man, I was like, sorry, bro. Here's a sneak preview, though. Buy myself like a month. And if you're listening to this, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know that same thing, though.
But yeah, I was like, here's the first minute, bro. I'll get it to you ASAP.
I tell them I was like, first month I'll get you guys a minute highlight reel of it, and then I'll get you. And that kind of gets you like, and I usually use like a lot of that same clips. Like in the beginning of every wedding film, I put like a mini wedding film in front of it. So it's like put a projector sound and like clips are flashing and stuff like that. And then it's like their names come up at the end. You know what I mean? You kind of get like a rhythm down for it or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't. If I was going to get paid to do wedding films, I feel like I would be like, no, pay me a lot. You know what I mean? That's like, if I can get someone who's like $500 to $800 on wanting to edit a wedding film that's really good, I'm game with that. But
this podcast is brought to you by Creepy Kawaii, a locally owned art gallery located at 1742 Canal Street, right here in downtown Merced. Creepy Kawaii features art, spray paint, events, clothing, Asian import, snacks, and more. Now, you can go down to the shop, visit it, or you could go to her website, www.creepykawaiidesigns.com, or for more information, you can follow their Instagram. It's at Creepy Kawaii Designs. Patty runs Creepy Kawaii, you guys, and it's just such a cool thing. She always puts on for the art community. So please go out there, go check her out, and go support her. Thanks again, Patty. This podcast is brought to you by Lisa Haynes. She's a home loan specialist that helps you prepare to jump into one of the most exciting times of your life, becoming a home owner. Now, if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, or you just want to see what you qualify for, you can reach out to her by her phone number at 209-769-1877. Once again, that's 209-769-1877, or follow her on Instagram at Coffee and Home Loans, at Coffee and Home Loans. Thanks again, Lisa. This podcast is brought to you by the Sisters of the Valley. Located right here in the heart of the Central Valley, these sisters make homegrown healing products from CBD. So they make CBD salves, they make CBD tinctures, CBD oils, and mushroom coffee. They believe that you need to heal your body the safe way, the way nature intended it. Now you can find their products at sistersofthevalley.org and follow them on Instagram at Sisters of the Valley. Once again, sistersofthevalley.org is where they sell their products, and you can follow them on Instagram at Sisters of the Valley.
So a question on project management for both of you guys. So like say you're working on multiple, you got 5 videos you're working on, right? Are you able to start working on 2 at once or 3 at one time? Or are you the type to where it's like you have to get one done
before you can touch the other one?
I think it depends for me. Like for wedding films, I cannot start 2 at one time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like no way. But I feel like if it's 2 different things, I can do it. So if maybe it's like a brand video or event video and I'm working on a wedding film at the same time, and then if it's some like social media thing, I can kind of mix and manage those. But if it's like 2 music videos or 2 wedding films or something like that, I can't work on.
It's hard.
Yeah.
What about you?
So I kind of have this process where like, as soon as I get home, I sometimes get impatient and like I want to color grade my footage before I even start cutting shit.
Really?
So I'll get home, There's a super cool feature called Synchronize. So I'll just line up all the clips, line up the music, let everything get in real quick. I might export 1 or 2 little clips with a color grade, light color grade, just to see what I'm looking like. But I'll leave the project kind of lined up, and then I might come back to it. But sometimes, like just recently, there was this one video that I really wanted to edit, but I had 3 other videos that I had to get out the way. I said, okay, I'm not gonna touch this one until I knock these 3 out. So I kind of have to use it as like. And then on top of that, there's still the wedding footage that I have to edit back here, and it's like, okay, let me finish this one, and then okay, let me come back work a little bit on this one, but. I'm trying to be a lot better now about like my project management.
Maybe we all got to help each other with product management, honestly. Like there's got to be some system or like
there has to be like a city of editors just somewhere
waiting for work.
Like, man, I wish I got
I
but
know.
man, I don't know. It's like,
what about you?
How do I go about the project?
Yeah, so you were asked
I can't even think about the next project until
you finish one.
Yeah, I'm just not able to comfortably edit something else, knowing I still have to go back and do this. So yeah, I just try. Same like you said. If I'm looking forward to an edit, I kind of use it to like power through the one I'm working on.
Yeah. Like you have a fun edit, basically.
Yeah,
I can't wait to put this one out, but I got to get this one out the way first.
Yeah. That's my biggest problem is doing stuff for myself. Like I have so many ideas that I want to do, and like the podcast kind of gives me an outlet because it's like I get to do my like funny stuff that I like to do. You know what I mean? But it's like there's like cinematography stuff that I want to do that I literally have ideas in a journal that I've written down like 2 years ago that are great ideas, but I just haven't done them. You know what I mean? And so it's just like trying to figure out how to say no to jobs just to do something for myself. Yeah. You know what I mean? Wow, that's the first time it's ever happened.
I got a what's in my camera bag video recorded and sitting in my hard drive.
I have a review on a backpack.
I was giving away a backpack in that YouTube video, and I ended up selling the backpack, so now I can't even give it away. So I'm just like, fuck. But yeah, I have some footage just sitting like. As soon as I get some free time and I knock out some projects off my list, I can go back to this.
Yeah,
like vlogs from years ago.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I'll film a vlog. I don't know if I'm gonna edit it ever. You know what I mean? And that's the thing that it's like I need to get better on just following through for myself. And like, cause like I think I recently subscribed to your YouTube channel or whatever. Cause you started doing something like unboxing and stuff. And
I did one
little things like that. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes I'm like maybe I just need to do something tiny. Like Because you want to have all these big ideas to do all these things. I'm like, maybe you just need to start so small, so you can actually complete something.
I think just treat yourself like
a client.
Like block some time off and then just dedicate it. Just put your phone aside. Don't respond to anybody. Just treat it like if you're working with a client. It's hard because it's like at the back of your mind, you know, you got all this work for clients you got to get done. But just, I mean, at the end of the day, it's for your business. Yeah. You're bringing more to your business. So just treat it like you're your own client.
And you're doing what you, and with a passion project, you're doing what you want. And that's the type of job that you want to do. You know what I mean? So like you're saying, like, it's like you're working for free, but you're working for yourself. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's the one good person to work for free. Yeah.
Show what you want to get booked for.
Yeah. I feel like you do a good job with that. Like everything is so cut and clean. Like your website's so clean. Do you have a website?
No.
I was trying to find it because I was on his website and I was like, let me find his website. And I went to your YouTube and I was just going through that. You got to get a website, man. I feel like you could exponentially grow with the website.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm just starting to get on the business side of it. So I'm gonna get my website going. I'm gonna try and set up a Shopify account with there too. Cause I have some shirts that I'm gonna release soon and stuff. So. But man, it's just hard.
I feel like we're all very similar, like in similar place. Because I did a sole proprietor this year for my taxes, but next year I'm gonna get an LLC and everything else too. But it's just like one of those things where I'm like, okay, let me just take baby steps on try to
single member LLC. Next
year.
year.
Exactly.
Yeah. I just did that too this year, and it's like, I don't know. I'm just trying to get myself right and get these steps going so that in a year or two I'm already in the rhythm, and you know, hopefully by then these $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 jobs are coming in.
And that's the thing. I see other people, like sometimes like you see like a job, like a 1 minute commercial, and you know they spent $50,000 on that, or you know what I mean. And it's like sometimes it's like you're like I could get a crew of 10 really talented people and do that same exact quality. You know what I mean? So it's about like that. It's like trying to market yourself and keep on going up. And that's the thing. Like where now it's like cool because it's like I used to be like, oh, it's $2,000 for a commercial project, and people are like, our budget's 500 or 400, you know what I mean? But like now it's cool because I've been actually able to get jobs that are booking for that price, you know what I mean? But then it's
build ourselves up to that.
Yeah, though. but every now and then I'll be like, I'll say yes to like a You end up saying yes to a job that you'd think it's not going to be that much work, and then all of a sudden you're like, how did this $1,000 job turn into like a month project? You know what I mean? Or
I feel that.
Whatever else it may be. I have some filmmaker would you rather questions that I wrote down, or that I just looked up online. I was like filmmaker topics, but these ones were actually pretty funny. Okay. Would you rather only have 5 megapixels to shoot with, or shoot at f11 always? Fuck. I'd say.
I mean, if you think about it, I shoot 4K and I end up making my footage look like it was shot, trying to make it look like it was shot on film. So I'll probably go with the 5 megapixels.
I think I would do f11. I would suck for. I guess it just depends on the ISO though, too. Right there. I don't know. Yes, but you don't always for every single. You do like all your stuff's like film grain, huh?
Yeah, well, more commercial work is more like clean.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So like that would suck in that scenario where it's like you're like, no, it's cool. It's vintage. You're explaining it to them.
I just shoot f11 and
bump your ISO up, huh?
Bump my. Oh, fuck! I have to do the ISO. I was just gonna say add the bouquet and after.
Yeah.
Add the blur and stuff background, but
I'm gonna go f11. Fuck it. I mean, it's not like we're actually having to do this.
We're like, fuck, which one?
About it.
Yeah. Would you rather only shoot manual focus or be stuck at ISO 6400 for the rest of your life?
Manual focus.
Yeah, that one was kind of easy.
One of my lens, the lens I have in the bag is actually the autofocus broke on it. So
so you've been doing it?
I've been doing it.
Was it your 24?
The 24, yeah.
24?
Yeah.
Once you get to bigger cameras, they're all manual focus anyways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, there's literally someone who has a job to pull focus, which is
AC.
like, yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right, what else is there? Would you rather shoot JPEG only or black and white only?
I already shoot JPEG only photos.
Oh, you gotta get some RAW, man. You gotta start doing some RAW.
It takes too much space.
It does to JPEG?
Yeah. It's just I need color.
Well, and now you could just do super resolution on Lightroom and it'll
I think I had this Fuji camera and it was the JPEGs were like there was already film emulation added onto it, and then all the photos were JPEG, and some of those photos you can't even tell they're JPEG. I'm surprised what the modern JPEG could do as opposed to like back in the day.
Back in the day. Yeah. That's true.
Should I be shooting RAW?
Yeah. I think you should.
I don't shoot photos like that, but when I do it,
but no, I still think you should just because it's like color. It's like shooting in log in the sense that you have so much more depth and you can do so much more when you're editing with colors and stuff. When you shoot in JPEG, it's like it's
all baked in there already.
Yeah, it's already kind of baked in there. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'm gonna start.
Yeah. Raw photos will. At least it just allows you to do more.
I just never liked it because they were always hella huge, big ass files.
They are big ass files, but.
Worth it.
You're doing video, man.
Yeah,
video's way bigger than fucking than a little raw file. Would you rather have to only shoot in the harsh sunlight or not be allowed to post process your photos? I would say harsh sunlight, only because I feel like to me, editing is like
everything.
It's at least for. Yeah. I'm like, don't get me wrong. I've edited less and less in photos the more I get into it. But still, if I wanted to have any type of style, you know what I mean, and a cohesive style, like for a brand or for anything, I'd have to. But harsh sunlight fucking sucks ass.
But I mean, you can't post process. So I
mean,
I would do harsh light. Just get creative with the shadows, with the hard shadows.
Just like right on the face.
Yeah, work what you got.
Yeah, exactly.
Got to be able to post.
Would you rather shoot 24 or 60 FPS for the rest of your life?
60, because
at least you have the ability to slow it down. Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry, film
I
heads.
shoot like a lot of things in 60. Every now and then I'm like, I should have shot that in 24. But with weddings and stuff, I'm just like 60
I think
FPS.
For weddings, it's just speeches that I shoot 24. Everything else is 60. Just slow-mo it.
Yeah, and I always go like, even if I don't like, if I'm like, I don't really want to slow-mo, I'll just turn it down to 85. And then I'm like, but my sweet spot, I always like 65 on slowness for my shots and stuff like that. Yeah, on speed. Yeah.
I'm doing 40.
40 every. Well, I feel like
it's like super slow mo.
Yeah, and I do that in certain shots. You know what I mean? But there's sometimes where I'm like, if I'm going from like a shot that's at 65 and I want to like slowly go into like a normal speed one, the next clip I'll do 85 and the next clip I'll do like 90. Like just to like kind of make it
ramp it smoother.
Yeah, exactly.
You should have you ever tried doing a 4K 30 FPS and then slowing it down to 80%?
Oh, is that the kind of similar?
It gives a dreamlike. It's like a dreamlike motion, so it's not
and I never
regular speed, but it's like a dream.
And I never shoot in 30 FPS.
Me
honestly.
either. But my camera only goes 4K 30. It doesn't do 4K 60. So if I ever did want to.
Oh, really? It doesn't do 4K.
The A7 III doesn't do.
See, that's my only thing. Is I do a lot of real estate, and so
Yeah.
my real estate is like I do 60 frames per second.
Yeah.
I guess I wouldn't have to do
It does
4K.
1080.
Though.
It does
yeah,
1080
is fine for real estate.
But that's why I want that
A.
A7S III, because especially for weddings, I don't like jumping back and forth between 24 and 60, and I want to shoot all my weddings in 4K, but I only have 1080, 60, so it's like.
Yeah. And then you just edit like on an M1 laptop or what?
Yeah, I just got the M1 Pro.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Because I have yet to start. Well, it's because that has a crop sensor for 4K. That's why I don't shoot on that one. But like that's my thing too. I was like, I just want to start doing 4K because it's like. You crop in for everything anyways, and 4K gives you so much more where it's like, if you didn't get a close-up shot, oh, well, guess what? You did get a close-up shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 4K crop is crazy.
Yeah. Because you crop in and it's it's what a 1080 normal 1080 would be.
Yeah.
And it's just fucking, it's wild to me.
It's cheat code.
Yeah, exactly. And then the last one is, would you rather only be allowed to use the same camera forever or the same computer forever?
Fuck, probably.
I would say same camera in today's day and age. Because if you can have
lens,
something,
right?
Yeah, I think you could same camera.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same camera.
Yeah.
Camera, yeah.
Because there's no way that this is gonna
last.
Yeah.
Yeah. Software updates.
Yeah, once you start getting into. Oh well, you don't have to worry about that because you got the same camera. Oh no. Fuck, that's a hard one. Actually, that's actually a hard one.
I'm taking the camera. Well, I'm thinking film. So if I'm shooting film, then I don't really have to worry about.
So do you shoot a lot of on film?
I don't shoot as much as I used to, but I used to shoot
you do
a lot
shoot?
of film. Yeah.
But then you add a lot of grain to your photos though too, like or
yes. So I
or
try
just
emulating
stylized ones.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So sometimes you can't even tell what's film and what's
Well, and that's the thing. When I was looking at your stuff. Well, I feel like a lot of it is film grain, right? Or I feel like you have that vibe. But like I was thinking that too. I was like, I wonder if because I don't shoot any type of film at all. Like as in like film, and so I'm always like, I have no idea because I do the same thing. I just add film because I think it looks cool.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I shoot both.
That's cool. You shoot any film at all? You're more video though, huh?
I'm like strictly video, honestly. People hit me up for photos, but I'm like,
it's so different.
I'm gonna just send them.
It's weird that it's so different.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, it's weird that it's so
shoot 'em my
different too.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, I just got into video actually. I mean, I've done it before, like just kind of playing around with it, seeing what I could do. But it wasn't until COVID, because I'm like, if I'm gonna be able to do this full time, I mean, I could do photo, but if I'm able to do video and execute it as well, then it's just adding more to my arsenal. It's a little more.
I always
value.
think it's weird when people like, well, see, video is different. I feel like if you learn video, photography is a little easier to jump into, or in the sense of like, there's some people who are photographers who like do not know like one thing about video. You know what I mean? And I'm like, how? Like, it's just it's a different setting on your same thing that you use every day. You know what I mean? Like, because I think video is the harder one to learn because it's not.
There's rules.
You're shoot to edit. You know what I mean? Where like you're kind of just if you're getting good shots when you're when you're taking photos, it's not as.
It's motion picture.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like getting motion picture and also putting it together to where you're creating a story. So it's a lot more thought that goes into it than just getting a nice photo.
No, I agree. Wow. Cameras.
Over here thinking like, it really is just video is just a bunch of pictures.
Yeah, all the frames. You know what I mean?
like,
It's just like so many different frames.
Have you ever tried shooting like actual like 8mm or 16mm film, bro?
Stewie has a camera that he does with, and the footage that came out of it was crazy. But
It's crazy that
like-
Tarantino still uses that for his modern day
Yeah.
film.
Yeah.
Still use the film, and I'm like,
It's expensive too.
yeah,
Expensive.
how? It's so I can't. My mind can't even I can't even understand why that would still look good. You know what I mean? In the sense of like you would think like the modern day stuff would look better, but how does that film still? And it gives it a completely different vibe than like all Tarantino films. Like it's just like they look different. But that's why I like Fuji Pictures. Fuji Pictures look cool.
Yeah.
Like
Fuji has really good pictures. I don't
yeah,
know. I'd
They
take
have-
Fuji over Nikon.
All day.
all day.
All day.
All day. But no, because Fuji's like has their color profile is like it's unique, but it's almost like dull. I don't know how to describe it. Like with their blacks are different.
Their greens are like super, like more on the blue side.
Yeah.
And it's like saturated.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I love
where
their
like
greens.
everyone always talks about Canon colors. Don't get me wrong, Canon colors are great, but like Fuji just looks different to where I'm like, oh, I wonder why that. Like, why do I like that photo so much more?
Have you guys heard of Valandis? He's
Oh,
from
yeah,
Detroit,
yeah.
but he shoots a lot of. He's just like strictly Fuji. And
Yeah.
he does a lot of crazy photos.
I just met. I was at the Sisters of the Valley, who I was talking about earlier, and so I do like they have like these moon ceremonies and stuff, and like I come out once a month and film stuff for them. So I was out there doing that, and there's this photographer and videographer from Miami out there, and I was like, oh, like, hey, what's up, man? Like, I'm their videographer or whatever, and he was like, oh, I just hopped on a flight yesterday to come here to check this out. I was like, oh, really? I was like, what do you do? And he like he shoots he works at the gym that like Kamaru Usman and fucking a whole I forget all the other UFC fighters though. There's a gym in Miami and he's like their personal photographer and that's what he does. And so but like literally I went from like meeting this guy to like I ended up giving him a ride back to the Amtrak and all this stuff, but just like broing out. But such a cool dude. Like yeah, just so many photos with so many like cool people. But like it was just so cool because I was just like with photographers, it's like if I'm at a gig and you're a photographer or videographer, I'm like, oh cool, like I like, hey man, we're gonna be hanging out like today. Like doesn't matter if we're shooting for different people or whatever. It's just like if it's an event or something like that.
Yeah, weddings. I always first thing I do is go find the photographer.
Oh, that's what I do.
What's up, man? How you doing? What's your name? Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be right behind you
Best
all
friends
day.
today.
Yeah. I was like, hey,
You
if
do
I'm
your
in your
thing.
way,
I'm gonna just shoot over your shoulder.
Yeah. Oh, my favorite is like, especially with posing, like when it's couple session, it's like the girls when they're like putting out like the shoes and like the rings and everything like that. I'm like, I'm so glad you're here. Like you're here. And every now and then it'll be like, I'll be like doing the photography for a wedding. And I'm like, well, I gotta figure this part out now.
Yeah. That's tight.
It's easy to just shout at them and
You
they're
kind of
already
learn.
setting up the shot. Yeah.
Yeah, and
You
do
learn a lot from the photographer.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and for posing, girls I always feel like girl photographers are so good at posing couples.
Oh, they're the
like they're so good
No
at
doubt.
posing couples. For me, I'm like finding the right words to say. That's like, you know what
Appropriate.
I mean? Yeah, exactly. And some girls are like, "Oh, suck in your stomach," like da 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 da, and I'm like,
poke your chest out a little bit.
yeah. For me, I'm like,
Okay, suck it in.
put your tits a little higher, like you know, like it's a guy that does it.
I'll be like,
That's hella funny. Well, gentlemen, I appreciate you guys for coming in. Why don't you guys tell people where they can find you at? Visa.
Find me on Instagram, Visa, VIIIZA. Don't forget the third eye. I get a lot of people just put two eyes, and I mean, it kind of ticks me off a little bit. But man.
Honestly, I'm sorry. I really thought it was two eyes.
Oh, did you?
whole
Oh, my
time.
bad, bro.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, that's kind of mainly where I'm at.
And what's your website?
Website's One Shot Visa at
that's a good,
.com.
that's a good one.
I don't know why I was doing my email at gmail.com.
It's because the Instagram ad gets you all fucked up with like your names and stuff.
Yeah, that's basically all I'm at. I'm on TikTok too, but don't follow me on there because I just troll people.
I don't understand TikTok. I'm like trying to, but don't. Not really. I'm not actually really trying to. I just repost my Instagram.
Oh,
shit.
yeah, if you go to the very bottom, actually, I covered the Central Valley Brew Fest I think it was like 2 years ago, and that's actually where I first saw some of the Blaker stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so shout out Blaker for this peanut butter vanilla bean.
Yes, Blaker. Shout out for you guys.
Yeah,
BLAKETOBERFEST.
The Honey Babies was delish.
There we go. These are all good sound bites to give to them.
That looks fire.
No, that's good. And then how about you, Keen?
I'm on Instagram at 3KingKeen, 3KINGKEEN, and then everything else, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, it's all there. Yeah. Check it out. I don't really post as much as I should, but
We all don't, man. Or like as much as like
we're supposed to be.
Yeah. That's what I was saying earlier. My media page is like I do so much jobs, but it's like, and I do real estate too. So, but it's like I don't care about posting these houses that much. Like I'll do the videos because like that takes more time. But like photos, I'm like, I mean that doesn't. I don't know.
Social media is another beast.
Yeah, I agree. All right, gentlemen. I appreciate you coming in.
Having us, man.
Thank you guys so much.
This is
about
fun.
to film the promo right now.
Oh, yeah. Get the strap.
You know that I'm gonna love you. I talk to God every day praying that I'm gonna make it. Opportunity coming my way, shit, I'm gonna take it. Fake it to make it, nah, never been on that fake shit, nigga, face it. For real. Waiting for your time to shine, shit, you might get blinded. Don't wait for a reminder, here's a couple of free diamonds. The climate changing, we coming out of hibernation. The conversations about who's hot, who's not. Who got the clout, who got it now, who got it figured out. Niggas sucking too much dick, they got the biggest mouth. Shots ringing now, bring them out. You gotta bring them out. For real. I would say that I love you, but I might be lying. And I try to stay grounded, but I might be flying. 2 tries to fail, 2 dire in jail. 2 night I prevail, but I get slime as a snail. Yeah. Yeah. It's the end of an era. Yeah, let's have a heart-to-heart walk when we go and park the car. Spark cigars, blowing smoke up towards the furthest stars. Our Father, your God, oh Lord, Jesus Christ. Food for thought faithfully, free the feeble mind, can't cheat the price. Money, pussy is power, respect, those are the keys to life. If love is blind, we're teaching how to increase your sight. Feast your eyes. Realize your net worth is your network. Ride your wave, learn how to web surf. Become an expert. Effort is just to try, and to try is just to fail. So I shall prevail until I'm dead or in jail. Only time could tell. Heaven to hell, well I already felt the burning flames. One thing for certain, after that furnace came, should I deserve the fame? No pain, no gain, no guts, all glory. I ain't ashamed to share my story. I tell it all, baby, don't you worry. They vision blurry, in other words, let the hating start. Cause we in the club, sipping spades, diamonds breaking hearts. Shit, we breaking hearts. The love be the same. Yeah. Young Cash.
This is it. Real talk and whatnot.